How about now? Turn the music down by like a lot. Oh man, this is so hard to adjust. There we go. It's like I'm in a tunnel. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, yay, we did it, we solved it. Okay, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I don't know where it was pulling audio from. It wasn't using the mic, but now that you've brought that to my attention, I was able to make that adjustment and actually go into the properties and set it to the proper mic. So yeah, I completely new computer that we're streaming on. I had to get a new computer because my other one, that one, just after an update refused to run any of my animation software anymore, and there was like nothing I could do about it. So I mean, besides get a new machine that would run the older software. So that's what I ended up doing after thinking about it for a couple of months. I mean, this like goes back to like before New Year's, when I had a whole plan to release an animation on New Year's, and I just couldn't get it finished because my system, like, so Mac 2 updates ago, they're like on Big Sur now or something like, no, the Big Sur update I think is where, anyway, regardless, 2 updates ago, Mac basically made its technology incompatible with 32-bit programs, and it's like 64-bit only now. We're like too good for 32-bit, 64-bit only. So all my 32-bit software ceased to work on my Mac, and I was doing all kinds of like research on like how to get it back and how to make it work and how to like revert to an older version of Mac, and it just like nothing, like there's just nothing. And so ultimately ended up getting a new computer, got a PC this time, and I will be able to get back to animating soon. But that's why the whole setup has gone through this transition. That's why we are going through these growing pains again with setting up the stream, because I have to like from scratch figure out how to set up my streaming software and all of its little parts, you know, like all the little like flip screens and overlays and layers and mic and input and the headphones. I don't know what happened. They were working last night. They're not working now, so unfortunately, we're just gonna have background music literally from the computer speaker until I can get the headphones up and working, and then you will get it directly from the display, but I digress. Let's get into it. We have 2 new characters that we haven't used yet, and at some point I would like to start using them because they were given to us by people in the chat. Thank you, Tired Mallow. Good morning. I'm glad that the audio is improving. That's good. It's nothing like getting to an end of a video and then watching the playback and realizing that like the audio is terrible or anything else was just unwatchable, you know, like I watched some of my old videos and I'm like, this is literally like unwatchable because the audio quality is so bad. But we will keep on trucking. Yeah, so I got a new character last week. He doesn't have a name, but he's super cute, and we're going to use him at some point in the new kingdom, the beach kingdom, and then also, of course, the contest showrunner character that we got from Tony, so we'll have to include him as well once we get into that portion. But right now, I think what we have on our plate for today is to knock out a new page where we introduce the other 2 teams that we have. The other 2 teams that we have currently in our roster. Well, not introduce them, but register them. And I think a way to make this more fun and exciting is while we get through the, what do you call that? It's like exposition. While we get through the exposition of actually teaming up, we can put some fun things in like the background of each panel, like have like some activity going on kind of behind them while they're having this talk. We can have like people setting up tables, or we can have like weird things going on in the background. Like, nobody noticed that guy fell off the cliff and into the ocean or something. Like, stuff like that that's just gonna make this more fun and more funny and more enjoyable for us as we go through the stream. So I'm open to all of your ideas. I have my box right here full of pens and pencils and markers and things, and I have my mechanical pencil, my default go-to that I use for all of this, despite having like 10 or 11 boxes full of like artist pencils. So I'm a simple gal. I like simple things. Oh man, so looking at our layout here, it would be really cool if we could do both of the other two teams on this page. Like, top page will be a team, bottom page will be a team, getting, you know, grouped up and registered, like, and I'm choosing their team names. And then I feel like this page, especially because we had talked about on the last stream, especially with the way these boxes are formatted, this would be a great kind of like standoff piece with all three teams ready to compete as we dive into the first challenge. So to get there, we first need to sum up our team registration here, and a part of that is going to be, especially for this bottom part, it's going to be adding, like, one team is very clear and obvious, like our baddies from our villains stream are a team, so that one's got a pretty bow on it, it's already wrapped up nice and neat, but the other team is going to be the original owners of the cart and the addition of our lovely lady friend here, Mia. So that's actually where we're gonna have to like bring strangers together, is gonna be in the second part. I do want to play a little something for you because I kind of want to show you where we came from and where we're headed, and I think that that'll be really fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over to a display capture, and we are going to take a look at this very quickly. Oh, right, of course it would help to pause the first one. And this is just a quick refresher of what we do here on these streams and where we came from. This book is something that I picked up in Barnes & Noble, and I'm very excited about it. We are going to design a comic together today, and we have plenty of empty paneling to fill this comic in. We'll decide on what exactly it is that this comic is going to be about based on what comes up in the stream. It could be a Western, it could be a sci-fi, it could be a fantasy adventure, historical drama, it could be modern day apocalypse, so we could do dystopian, modern supernatural. We could do fantasy world, it could be entirely like a fae realm or undersea mermaid adventure. I really, really, really appreciate you coming to my stream. I will have this page all colored up and looking beautiful, so I can't wait to present that to you and let you see what this looks like in full color. I'm really, really happy with this. We will continue the story, draw another page to further the adventure, and if there are any new characters that want to be added, add those as we go. Let your imagination loose and we can just design anything right now. This book... No, not twice. Thank you very much. All right. Yes, so fast. My hands are super speedy. No, it'd be lovely if I could draw that fast. That'd be amazing. But yeah, I don't think I have it in me. But we'll draw normal speed for this. And just going to page back very quickly to that page that we were drawing in that very first stream. And this is it right here. We have our lovely comic so far, and this is entirely created on stream, starting with the first page here from the very first stream, the second page where we introduced some new characters and we were able to sort of add them into a scene where we didn't know they were going to exist to begin with, so that was kind of fun and creative. And then we have our villains from our villain stream, and these are the guys that today we need to get registered to compete in the contest that this whole plot has sort of turned into. And over here we have basically the very first exposition where we established what all this craziness that was even happening in the scene to begin with. So I'm just gonna like let you guys look at that top to bottom, bottom to top. And then we are back here to last week's spread. We had the transition from out of the woods off to the beachside kingdom, and then of course the establishment and registering for the contest itself. So I guess now all that's left to do is to start a new page. That crippling fear of the blank canvas and the new page and what to do with it, especially when you come in without a plan like we are doing in the stream, because I am here to collaborate with you guys and to hang out with you and to chat with you. I'm really excited to do all of that. I am glad you chose to spend your morning here with me, even if you're multitasking, even if you're playing the stream in the background while also doing something else. I don't know, maybe making breakfast or something. But I appreciate that you're here. So thank you for joining, and let me know if you have any ideas for how you would like me to fill these panels, and we will get those filled in. I do feel like, so in the last page we had talked about leadership in the teams and just sort of people or characters establishing themselves as the team leader, just taking the lead. And of course we all knew without a shadow of a doubt that Dave here, this little sprout Dave, is so confident that he's the leader in his group that he just established himself right off the bat as team leader, picked the team name, and down here that's what he's doing. He's naming them without even having a powwow about it. I feel like we have another very obvious leader in the other group, the villains group, and that would probably be, kind of wonder if you guys could guess it, because I feel like you could. It's also another tiny member of the party. It's like the smaller they are, the more confidence they have. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee too. So I'm thinking for this group, for the villains, it's gotta be Crumpleton Batterson III. He is their ringleader. They may not all agree on that, but they at least humor him and allow him to establish himself publicly as such. That's sort of the impression that we've given so far, and I think that it's a good one. I like it, I think it's amusing, and it's cute. So maybe we can keep going with that. But let's do it in a way that is still fun. Like, we could go straightforward. We could be very straightforward with this and sort of, yes, the Muffin, exactly. He has such a long name. He has like the longest name. It's ridiculous, but it's in a good way, It's a fun kind of ridiculous. Crumpleton Batterson III, yes. And you're right, it's the Muffin. So what was I thinking? Oh, right. We could be super direct with this and just kind of be like, okay, team name, and then they say their team name, and then it's registered, and like they agree to the terms. But that's not as much fun, especially since it's repetitive. We don't want to see the same thing again and again and again that we already saw on the last page. So let's try pushing ourselves a little bit here to think outside the box and come up with a visual that's a little bit more fun in storytelling. So I feel like even though that's clearly going to be what's happening in the foreground, they're going to be doing their due diligence and registering their team, we still want to have some fun with this. So what kind of shenanigans could we put in the background? Like maybe like Candy Lamity could get her candy cane wings stuck on something, and there could be like a whole 3-panel struggle of her getting unstuck, or of like maybe like she gets them caught on like a banner and it stretches, you know, like comedically like a cartoon, and then it snaps and then she gets like flung off the cliff or something. I don't know, just some kind of fun nonsense, some nonverbal nonsense happening in the background. Dead Peter Griffin pose. For who? Okay, I need more context. Been gone. Hook me up. Give me some more context to that suggestion. The mushroom magic girl could accidentally cover somebody in mushrooms. Yes. No explanation, just someone lying there for some reason. Okay, I see what you mean. Just like the sheer nonsensicalness of it. Yeah, that could be fun. We'll add that into one of the panels. We'll just have some random person flopped over dead. Like, not dead. Hopefully not dead. Food poisoning, maybe? I don't know. You tell me. Shimigao could be sniffing other people's ingredients. Oh, they are the baddies. Maybe they're stealing them. Maybe they're just swiping stuff off of other people's, like robbing people. That could, that makes sense though. Like, that's like some character building, some character building concepts there. Dr. Crow measuring somebody's head. Oh, hi Pilfer, how are you doing? And thank you for the belated birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm an old lady now. So old. That's a good idea. Yeah, I like it. I like all these ideas. I think we can use all of them too. That's the really fun part. I think all of these ideas will fit into this. So now I guess I gotta start sketching. Yes, Pilfer, greetings. Separate some of this and get it out of my way. All right, one more drink of coffee. One more. Oh, lady, gotta get some cats. I got cats, though. Pilfer, I've got 3. I've got 3 cats. I'm already a cat lady. I've already got my 3. Any more than that, and I'm gonna need a farm just to so they can become outdoor cats and do their business outdoors like the puppies do. Coffee, I know, right? Tell me about it. Coffee sounds so good. Pilfer, I'm gonna do a real quick flip back so you can see the last page, but I'm not gonna go through the whole thing again. Yeah, like, just a little scroll, like, whoo, just like that. Good. I might revisit it later just because it's so beautiful and it's so hard not to look at a beautiful finished page when you're starting a new one and you don't know what you're doing. It's motivating, you know, like, we'll get there. It'll look good. Just like this, it'll look good. All right, so we've got this concept here that, so if Dr. Crow and Candy Lamity and Dr. Crow, Candy Lamity, and Schmeagle are all up to some shenanigans, everything's so colorful and clean. Thank you, yay! So, 2 things. One, and as I was explaining earlier, I didn't rush when I colored this page, and I feel like on the last 2 pages, I was rushing. One of them I colored on stream, so I was very clearly rushing because I colored it on stream. And the other one I colored like at midnight, the Friday night before the stream. So like the beach one, I colored this pretty much at midnight before the stream. If Leah gets on, she can attest to that because I was hanging out with her on her stream while I was getting it knocked out. And I was rushing, and plus I was like so tired of coloring grass and the red road. And then this page here, also, despite the beautifulness of this centerpiece that I loved, so I love this page in general. Like, this page, top notch. I love the quality of this page, except for the coloring. And this one, I feel like the coloring is a little bit subpar, only because I was coloring it on stream, and I was a little bit panicking on the inside because I felt like I was taking too long, so I was rushing. But then you look at, like, and if you can't tell that this is a rushed coloring job and that it's not as good as it could be, just look over here. Like, look how clean and neat and vibrant these colors are and the way they pop. And the reason why they pop is because I have, anytime there's like black ink, a separation of colors, I create like a harder edged outline in the colored pencil, and then I color everything on the inside of that block of color with a soft stroke, so that it looks like it's literally popping off the page. It's like super vibrant. The same thing with the first 2 pages. So I took my time with the first 2 pages, coloring them, because I honestly am not used to doing traditional art, and I was like, I gotta put in my best effort, I gotta make it at least decent. So again, like with that coloring technique, and you can really see it in this very first panel. So let me lift that up there and just look at like the sky and the trees and the way the blue sky and the green bush, how there's that like solid outline and then there's the soft in color. That's what makes it, that's what at least I think makes it look like it's just popping off the page. But I was in such a hurry coloring on stream when I did this page, and coloring at midnight when I colored this page before the following stream, that I felt like I had failed you guys and I had failed myself, because I did not take the time to do the coloring as well as I would have liked. So this time when I colored the new page, I wanted to get quality back on track, and so I put in all that extra effort, and honestly, despite the super simple backgrounds and everything, I mean, there's just like mounds of sand behind the cat here and then a blue sky, I feel like it pops again, and for me, that's satisfying. I like it. I hope you guys like it. I hope you can tell the difference, and that you enjoy it as well. And if I ever have the time and energy to go back and touch up the other ones, you know, maybe I'll do that. We'll see how it goes. Back to this blank page again. Oh, and let me explain why I have Creators for Peace up on my screen right now and up on my stream. I'm going to keep this super brief. I don't want to like dwell on it. I definitely don't want to get into it because I'm definitely not somebody who likes to talk about, you know, like the taboo topics like religion or politics or anything like that. So, sorry, my hair's a little crazy today. No headband. I was planning on wearing headphones, but yeah. I did want to make an effort to support. So, Creators for Peace, I have a link down in my description of this video, and there's 2 links down there. You're going to find one for Creators for Peace, which was established by vidIQ, if you follow vidIQ, and a couple of other education or education entertainment channels that are really big on YouTube, like Channel Makers with Nate, and then there's also like Film Booth is involved in it, and a couple of others. And basically it is an organization that is Creators for Peace, where we are standing with Ukraine, and it's not an attack against Russia, but it's a matter of standing with Ukraine and their needs as their refugees are fleeing their country. And so they're trying to fundraise, and they've chosen a fundraiser that they felt they could trust to help out people in need. And I also have attached in the second link down in my description too, is the link to Save the Children. And I'm not telling you guys that you have to go to these links. I'm not telling you guys that you have to donate money. I'm just sharing this information with you because I want to make it available if it was something that you were considering or curious about and you wanted to look into it or help out, and that's your choice, absolutely. But the links are there. I am a longtime member of Save the Children as a donor. I don't work with the organization. I am not affiliated in that kind of way. But I do believe in what they do. I do believe they do a good job with it and that they don't waste your resources. So I've included their fund for this cause down below as well. So the links are there. And yeah, vidIQ is amazing. They are just so, I don't know, like they're so great at what they do, and they help out creators to grow their channels and to learn like what it is that's going to help them become better content creators. And so we learned things like how not to waste people's time with like needless 20-30 minute intros or things like that, so that we can create more efficient, better quality content for our viewers. And so I really like their channel. I watch so much of their videos, like so much of their content. I want to say I watch all of it, but I know I don't watch everything they create, but I watch so close to everything they create. So definitely recommend it. Pilfer is endorsing it right now. He sounds like he really likes vidIQ. And they're the ones who started this initiative for Creators for Peace. And if that's something you are interested in joining as well, they have all these assets, just like the banner that I have up on my stream right now, that you can go grab off of that website that I linked in the description. It's beneath the donation stuff, so like when you first pull up the link, there'll be like you know, here's the cause that we are supporting if you want to donate to it. But then if you scroll down, they also have all kinds of resources where you can get like the Creators for Peace hashtag graphic, or you can get like the gifts that that have like information about the cause and stuff like that you can put on your Twitter account, or that you can put on your Instagram, things like that. So there's a lot of really good content there. You know, vidIQ, they do quality, so you're gonna find quality content there. You're gonna find quality assets that are free to use. So if that's something that you wanna get behind, the links are there, so check them out. And I'm gonna leave that up on my stream so that anybody who comes into the stream and might be curious, they can ask about it, or they can, you know, look, like, see it, look it up, you know, or just become familiar with it when they see more and more people across the internet using it, stuff like that. Shenanigans. Looks so good. Everything's so colorful and clean. Yeah, I think I did read that part already. Been gone. I feel like you're throwing me such small, like, clues to things, like shenanigans. Is that like shenanigans? Shenanigans. Yes, we will try to get up to some shenanigans. And speaking of getting up to shenanigans, I guess I should get started. Let's go ahead with, so we have team villains team, the Bakery Bandits, and I think, like, so first of all, let's start with our muffin, and I'm gonna put him right here because this seems like a good spot for him. And he's got like his little sort of, a little bit of a flat spot on his head because he's a little bit of a deflated muffin. He got a little burnt and then sadly deflated when he was baked. So he's just kind of got that shape that we've established before. Oh yeah, and I wanted to turn the music back on. Did I do that? I did. It's just so quiet. Let's skip ahead. That's better. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me know too. And like, you're getting the music through the same microphone that I'm using, so let me know if it's too loud, if it just sounds like garbage, if it's sounds like I'm playing it in a sync or something. I'll turn it off. Just let me know. But yeah, our guy here. Should I use the riser so you guys can see the pencil marks? Let me see what we got here. This might be worth trying. Let's see. Let's test it out. New setup, new rules. Let's see if some of these old techniques will still work. It looks like this one will still work, so we'll try that. Sorry, my things are falling over. I guess my shoulders aren't boxy enough. I don't know. Oh! I do have a headband. That might help. Alright. So we have Crumpleton Batterson III up here. So let's go ahead and get this guy in here so he can try doing his leadership thing. I get so many spam calls now, it's ridiculous. Alright. Let's see. Or people call me Bing or Bingy if you prefer. Also, it's Bing O Ned. Bing or I might just go with Bing. Bing might be easier for me. Alright, Bing. So, yeah. And that's kind of cute, Bing. I like Bing. It's really nice. I haven't eaten breakfast, so I'm eating the ice cream I make instead, Mexican vanilla. Oh, ice cream sounds so good. Yeah, it would be nice for breakfast. Ice cream and coffee. That's a good combination. I have half of the combination. You have the other half. Why don't we just meet in the middle and then we'll both have ice cream and coffee. I can share. I'm a good sharer. Let's see. This guy's cape kind of goes like this. Don't want to forget that. And then his muffin bottom, like that. And maybe, should he have like his hand? Yeah, he should have his little blueberry hands kind of like on his hips like this. And we'll just drop 2 little legs down like that. And then his cape. Wow, somebody really wanted to announce that they were arriving. Here's somebody speeding down the street. That's kind of crazy because I'm not on a busy road. I'm on like a little neighborhood road. Okay, so we've got, so he has, let me see, I think he's got like a little consistency. I'm looking for a reference for consistency. Here it is. Okay, so down here in the bottom corner that you can't see because my face is in front of it. Ah, there we go. Now you can see it. Okay, so we've got a blueberry here, one next to the eye, one up here, and one on the chin. So I do try to keep it consistent. We'll put one there, one here, one up here, and one right there. And we have a consistent blueberry marking for this guy. I don't know what his expression is going to be yet, so I'll come back to that part, but I just kind of want to get him on here because I feel like he's going to be in the foreground, just like this, and he's so tiny it works to put him in the foreground. So we have him in the foreground, and he'll be kind of like peacocking a little bit. He'll be kind of puffing his chest and declaring himself their leader and establishing their team name, registering their team while all that other stuff is going on in the background. So we've got like you were saying, Schmiegal will be stealing ingredients from other teams, and then we'll have like Dr. Crow doing some weird mad scientist stuff, like measuring other people. What was the other thing? Schmiegal, Dr. Crow, Candy Lemmy. Did we have Candy Lemmy doing anything? We may not have. And we'll get that random dead Peter Griffin pose body in there somewhere. We might do that in the background of like the other team, since I feel like that'll go better with them since they've got less of an agenda. So we'll be able to play more in their background with the stuff that's unrelated. Scoot my chair in. This chair rolls around so much. I'm always rolling away from my desk. I was thinking that earlier, bringing home some sweet cream ice cream to put in my coffee. Yes, see, it's a good idea. I'm telling you, coffee and ice cream, real good together. Oh man, okay, so trying to think how to put this on here, and also like how to pose. So I think we'll start with Schmiegal, and she can be stealing some trinkets, but what if I so here we can have, so let's say in the background here, we've got Dr. Crow will be measuring somebody, right? So I'll just put a little placeholder for this pose here. We'll put Dr. Crow back here. And we gotta super exaggerate the hands like that, and then he'll have a measuring tape like this, and there'll be a random, what if, oh, this will be funny, since we have all kinds of different creatures in here, right? We have all kinds of variety of character types. What if it was an animal type character? What if it was a turkey or a chicken character, and he's a contestant, but then you've got Dr. Crow over here measuring him up he wants to, he's planning on maybe cooking him. Hi, Odin. How are you doing? Nine Realms Publishing. I'm glad you made this stream. Well, that's more on top of like shots of espresso. Yes. Ice cream on top, kind of like how you put ice cream on top of like a lava cake, like a nice hot chocolate cake, and then you've got cold ice cream on top of it. Same thing, same thing. Yes, Odin, you made the stream. Welcome. This is what we do on Saturdays. We hang out and chat and we make comics and we come up with ideas together. And right now I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna draw the ne'er-do-well group in our comic, basically up to their shenanigans in the background while this guy's talking in the foreground. So we've got Dr. Crow, our mad scientist character. So we'll just give him some legs here. Feet. And he's got his measuring tape, and then he'll be like, let's say we've got like I'm gonna do like a really big, I feel like it should be like a turkey character, but I don't know how to draw a turkey off the top of my head, so I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna do a quick turkey draw. Draw a turkey, draw a turkey. How to draw a turkey. How to be a bird. Is he monologuing? Yeah, he basically is. He's kind of full of himself, and he's gonna be needlessly providing more information than was required for their team registration. So I think what I might do is get out like sort of the whiteout pen and break his dialogue box across these panels so that the shenanigans that I put in this panel as well, it's like happening while he's doing all this talking. So we'll just kind of, do like that. And then he'll just be up here going and going and going. And then meanwhile, his teammates are over here just up to some nefarious, no good stuff. And man, I just really want this to be a turkey. I really just want this to be like a ginormous turkey character. But we're gonna put like a chef's hat on him and make it like he's one of the contestants. Because I feel like it's kind of funny if this guy's over here like trying to prepping or planning to or thinking about considering cooking other members of the team, which of course he has no business doing, but it is the Bakery Bandits, so what can you expect? I think I might have drawn this guy too tall though, unless I can just sort of just make all the outlines bigger and then bring him down here like this, and he'll have like his little turkey legs like this. That looks about right, doesn't it? He is driving. Ooh, your nails look so nice. Thank you, Friendly Leah. Hi, S Comic Maker. It's Perry time, and I moved it back an hour, which seems to be beneficial for everybody's schedule, so I'm really excited about that. I am glad that you're here. He's driving. We're in the car at the moment, but he can hear. Well, hello, Tony. We are getting into the competition, so pretty soon we'll be able to see your character. And I looked up a reference for the Naruto show host so that I could have like my reference ready so that I knew what to draw. I got a confession to make. I have not seen Naruto, and so it was a little bit of like a guessing game for me when I looked up a Naruto show host to kind of figure out which one it was, but I just went with the one that looked the most bombastic. And he's got, I think in a couple of his screenshots, he's even got like a microphone and he's like pointing at the screen. So I'm pretty sure I got the right one. Hi, I'm playing with my friend right now, so I'll probably be here later. Okay, Deadlight Switch, thank you for popping in, and I'll see you later if you guys are able to make it back later. And yeah, so we're just trying to get this villainous trope of characters registered for the contest, and we've got their leader, Crumbleton Batterson III, who is basically a scorched muffin, rattling off like the importance of their team and how amazing they are and what their team name is going to be and all that jazz, while meanwhile his teammates are back here just doing all kinds of nonsense that they shouldn't be doing. I've never seen Naruto. My exposure to anime is actually very, very limited. I've basically seen My Hero Academia and I've seen Sailor Moon. And I'm not sure. I mean, I've kind of glimpsed a few others, like One Punch Man. I've seen a little bit of, like, just in passing, like walking past the room while it was playing, and things like that. So my anime knowledge is super nil. And never even heard of a Naruto show host. Haha. Okay, Amanda, she's on this page with me. Okay, so it's not just me. I did a little bit of digging. I did find one, so he will be my inspiration for Tony's character. I'm writing a children's book about King Tony Boy and his long locks of nose hair. Pilfer, why? I actually think I was on that stream. I don't know if it came up, if you guys jabbed and joked around about that more than once, but I think I was there on the stream where you did, and if it was a one-time incident, I remember it. Antonia, you're breaking my heart. I am so sorry. I'll have to give it a go. I know it's super popular. Oh, Airbender. The Airbender one. I've seen that one. With Aang and Korra and all that jazz. So that's one more that counts, right? And I've seen, my anime, that's kind of it. My Hero Academia, Sailor Moon, and The Last Airbender are my repertoire of animes. This guy needs a head. This little turkey dude needs his little turkey head. But he also needs to come with like a chef's hat as well on his little turkey head. Oh, they've got this little red thingy that hangs over the nose. Yeah. You need JoJo. Like Mojo JoJo? From, oh no, I'm blanking. No, I do know this one. From the Powerpuff Girls? Leah's got my back, friendy Leah. Avatar is an honorable anime though. See, I've made it into the honorable mentions. Alright, let's put a chef's hat on this turkey. He needs it because he's a contestant. He is not dinner. Wait, what does a chef's hat look like? Oh no! Do I know what I'm doing? Chef's hat. Ay. It's got like, so it's a little bit kind of flat on top, but it's definitely got like that. There we go. See? He's a chef. He's not one of the main courses. He's a chef. Yes, all the crabs. We have our beachy soldiers are all just Among Us crabs. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, I gotta be honest, I've never heard of it. But after stream, I will do a Google search and I will learn about this great adventure, this bizarre adventure that JoJo has. Do you think the turkey is a vegetarian? Oh, absolutely. I don't want to turn this into some kind of dark, like, horror style comic. I mean, yeah, not this one. That's not the direction we've been taking it. Maybe for like a future comic, once we bring this one to its very satisfying ending, maybe we can explore other genres. But no, I don't think the turkey should be, I don't think it would be too great if he was out there eating or prepping and cooking other fowl. I think that would be just kind of dark and a little bit mind-bendy. The anime of real culture. Okay, it's apparently coming, highly recommended. Although Friendly Leah does say JoJo is boring. So I'm getting conflicting information here, guys. You're giving me conflicting recommendations and referrals, conflicting reviews. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So Dr. Crow is out here measuring. And of all Dr. Crow, come on, my dude. You yourself are like avian, at least partial avian. But there he is. There it's what he's up to. He's out there measuring the turkey contestant. I think like there needs to be like a table here or something that he's preoccupied with. He's got to have a reason for just standing here and looking the other way, I feel. So we'll just hook him up with the edge of a table just to make it seem like there's something going on there off screen or just off panel, just out of sight. Some to do happening in this direction. Okay, and then we need, so the other thing we had was Shmigal, and she is, what was she doing? If he was prepping other fowl, one might call that rather foul. Yes, they would. Oh, all the wordplay, I love it. Only watch Golden Wind and What's Out of Stone Ocean, Jan A. Rooney. Only watched. Okay, so that's the ones that you've seen. Pilfer all anime is smelling. I don't believe you believe that. Watch Beastars? That's my favorite. So romantic. I have a feeling that you're being misleading and that it has nothing to do with romance. Shmigal is out sniffing and taking other people's ingredients. Okay, so let me prop myself up here. I like to sit on my feet. I think it's because my chair's not tall enough. Let me swivel. My chair feels not tall enough, or I'm just not tall enough. I'm really short, guys. Okay, so let's get Shmigal in here. We'll put her on in this panel up to her shenanigans. And I'll shift the book a little bit so you guys can see it better. And so she's going to be stealing, and I would like to very quickly go back to my page chock full of rando references just for inspo. I've got like Pinterest up on the screen right here. I can show you guys. I can show you what I'm looking at. So I basically just have my Pinterest board pulled up with nothing in particular selected so that I can quick reference, quick grab ideas if they apply to what I'm trying to draw based on what we come up with in the chat. So this is my Pinterest board full of who knows what, just things that I found that I thought were interesting, and maybe they will help us and maybe they won't. I guess we'll find out. I would never, my word. Pilfer, I still don't believe you. Pilfer Beast. What is it? Beastars is cute but racy. Huh. Maybe he was being legit after all. Coffee break. Okay. Alright, Shmigal stealing ingredients. So I kind of want like some pickpockety behavior going on here. So how can we do this? Let me see. What if, okay, Shmigal wears a cape, so I'm thinking we'll do a really sussy, like really sneak pose for her. We'll put, like, she's kind of like bent over here, like doing, she's up to no good. Making trouble in my neighborhood. Spicy is the best. spicy. Things are getting spicy. And then we'll do like the little torso thingy here, and then we'll turn the hips the other direction so that it's like she's slouching. She's trying to like creep, you know. She's being a creep. I'm a creep. Man, I've got just my own song distro going in my brain today. All the spicy peppers. I see that spice. You know, I was a little disappointed I couldn't get the chat to show up on screen. Because a lot of times when after I finish the stream, I will go back into the editor and I will crop out like that beginning portion, which is usually like a minute long, where I just have my like starting soon screen up, because that's boring if somebody's watching a replay. Nobody wants to sit there for a minute or 2 minutes looking at a starting soon screen. So I crop that out. But when I do that, and you guys will know this if you're also streamers, you end up losing your live chat replay. So I want to be able to keep it like at the top of my screen, which is what I've done in previous streams, but again, I'm setting up on a new computer and I wasn't able to recreate my setup verbatim on the new device quite yet. So unfortunately, one of the things I could not get to operate correctly was the chat baked into the video. So we did lose that for today. So I might have to leave this stream unedited, and any playbacks or replays we'll just have to suffer through that first minute of the loading screen. All right, so back to our very sneaky shmee gal in her long cloak, being super sussy. And what was the pose I was looking at? What was I trying to do with this? There was inspo somewhere. How did I lose it? Okay, I found it. Okay. So we've got, so this leg's here, but it's also like bent back. Like this, because she can't be trusted. And then we'll do, woo, that's not how legs work. We'll get a thigh up here, a kneecap, and not that we're gonna see any of this form because she's wearing that giant cloak. Yeah, yep, if you edit your video afterwards, you lose your live chat. Facts. Yeah, they won't, your chat doesn't get edited with you if you edit a live in post. Like, you go into the YouTube editor and you start changing things, it will just, it just goes away. You don't have it anymore. Which is sad because, you know, that's kind of the fun of the live streams, is having that interaction, that live chat. Yeah, so not something we want to lose. So let's say she's just sort of tucking stuff away here in her cloak pocket. I didn't know it had pockets, but now we do. Yeah. Facts. They are facts. That's truth. It's an unfortunate truth. So how can I do this part? So I really want, but here's the trick with, or I guess I should say kind of the trouble with trying to do comic art is you really got to push yourself to do dynamic poses, because you really want, it's a sequence, but it's a sequence of action. That's what these are. Comics are like a sequence of action, but it's kind of all almost like keyframes in an animation. You're not getting the full movement. You're not getting the whole spectrum, the prep and delivery of all this motion. So you're not getting the motion, basically, that you would get in an animation. So with a comic, you want to like really exaggerate, and you learn to exaggerate in animation too, but you got to pick your moments, and you really got to exaggerate your poses, because they're kind of gonna have to stand on their own to communicate an idea, to communicate a moment. We're trying to do this sequentially, so I hope that made sense. I want it to be very clear in this one frame that what she is doing is pickpocketing and stealing from other people. And I want to be able to do that, which means I need to deliver two things. I need to deliver, in one hand, that she's taking something from somebody else, and in the other hand, that she's tucking it away, hiding it. So I feel like I had this flipped. I think the hand that needs to be stealing needs to be like this one. We need this arm to be reaching into somebody else's pocket. So, just like that. And that hand came out way too far. Proportions. So we need this hand really just where it doesn't belong. It needs to be reaching into somebody else's. And this one needs to be putting something into her own pocket that's not hers too. So maybe I can do like a loaf of bread or something and tuck that right into that cloak pocket. Does that make sense? Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Maybe help me out with ideas on what she could be putting in these pockets that's going to be very, very visually identifiable. Because I think like a loaf of bread, it could work, but it's also just sort of a rectangle with soft edges, and that's not the most identifiable shape. Like, what can I have her stashing in her pocket that we can identify? And maybe it doesn't have to be identifiable. Maybe just the motion is all we need to know what she's doing that she shouldn't be doing. I love that every day I see you stream, you've improved a lot from the previous streams because comics, storyboards you draw so much. Let me start over. I love that every day I see you stream, you've improved a lot from previous stream because comics and storyboards you draw so much you improve. I think, yeah. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Like, you start working out, like, oh, that would have gone better if I had just done this slightly differently this way. And so then the next time you do it slightly differently. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that landed a little better. And I appreciate that you're seeing improvement. Thank you. I'm trying. And, yeah, just kind of figuring it out as I go. And you guys get to be a part of that process. And part of that experience with me, and it's captured on stream, so now I get to keep it forever, these precious memories. Okay, so let's figure this out. I have her reaching into, what is she taking? Is she taking it from somebody's pocket, or is she stealing? Maybe over here. So maybe on this side, we're swiping from a table. Like, kind of like how we had a table over here. There just might be tables everywhere, right? Like, people just setting up their stations. Maybe that's like a thing. And we have, yeah, there's just like this table here. Is this an under, or is this a low shot? Because that was like a high shot, so we're seeing the top of the table. If we're looking under, and like she's kind of like scrunched, but the camera's below her, should we be seeing more of the underside of the table? Streams are fun to see the art progress live. Yeah, I think so too. I really enjoy that. It's especially with an artist where you really kind of, I'm not saying that you feel this way about me, but like for me, when I'm watching an artist that like I really want to like understand how they do something, because I really like something about their style or their technique, and then you're watching all their videos on their channel that are all like sped up, and there are these speed paints where they're like, oh, I took this 15-hour painting and I condensed it to 20 minutes or less, and you're like, man, that's really cool, but I can't tell how they did it because it's all happening so fast. Watching a real-time video, I feel like it's just so kind of enlightening. But then there's also ones that you watch just for fun and for like to be a part of the community, and I feel like maybe that's what this stream is. Just a community piece where we're all kind of having fun together. I think so. For this, I am thinking we're gonna see the underside of this table instead of the top of it, because I feel like this is a low angle looking up view right now, just based on like this pose. For some reason I just get that impression, and maybe because they're so far up the page, like like, let's say, I'm assuming like, what do you call it? The horizon line is really high. If the horizon line is really high, then the camera angle is really low. Is that how that works? Nope, it's the other way around. If the camera angle is really high, horizon line is higher, camera angle is low, horizon line is low, and you get more sky. I flipped it. So things like this that you don't always necessarily think about consciously, but it's probably going on in like your subconscious, and when you're looking at a drawing, you're like, why doesn't that look right? That might be why, because you might be mixing up your horizon line with the degree of the angle of the perspective. Perspective is hard. Perspective is so tricky. Perspective and horizon lines, and I'm still like just trying to understand 2-point perspective. I haven't even gotten into like the more complicated stuff. Yeah, okay, so, or I could just cheat it and have it like be a very like neutral, like mid-ground, right? Like what if our horizon line was like right here, like right in the middle, and then I don't have to work so hard on my perspective. It like just runs like right here. That's my horizon line. Right across the center. Oh, switching feet. Switching feet. Okay. Okay. So we've got her, and maybe, do I want it to be so close to her pocket already, or do I want to try and have her like swiping from the table too? Like, what do you guys think? Like she could be taking something off the table here. And then perspective is so hard. Yes. Yes. It is so difficult. It's so crazy hard. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna have her swiping off of the table here. And then we're gonna have her reaching, let's say she's reaching for somebody's pocket. And we'll just put our somebody like right here. I'm just starting with the torso. And I feel like it looks like her arm kind of has a little bit of, what do you call that? Foreshortening. So I feel like this person might be standing a little bit forward of her. Not as much as I initially first drew, but yeah, still just a little bit forward so that she's a little bit behind them and they might not necessarily see her reaching into their pocket. Oh, you gotta go? Okay, well thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate you being here for the stream. And we've got, okay, yeah, so we've got like a torso there now. And she's just helping herself to those pockets. Shmigal being so honorable by the, and then, yeah, we'll just add the rest of the body on here. And this person's head is like partially obstructed behind, but that's okay, behind this text bubble, because this is just like an NPC. This is not somebody that we're particularly concerned with. And in fact, to get their hands, to get that arm away from that pocket so that we have this exposed pocket, I think we have to cross their arms just to make it, to keep their arm out of the way of her reach. So, I have not asked you guys yet how your weekend is going, and if you have any fun weekend plans now that the longest week ever is over. I know for a couple of us over in the Discord, we were talking yesterday, and it just across the board has been pretty much the longest week of the year so far, and for the most part we're all just kind of like so glad that it's finally the weekend. Yeah, so if you have any really fun like weekend plans or anything like that you would like to share or that you're excited about, let us know. Like, share. Sharing is caring. Let us know what's up, and if you are doing anything really fun. or looking forward to anything. Also curious if anybody has any video game recommendations, because now that I have a computer, like a PC, now that I'm not relegated to the Mac and I have a PC, I've been kind of toying with the idea of getting some new video games. So if you have any recommendations, let me know and drop them in the comments or in the chat, because that would be fabulous. This weekend, I'm screaming at my tablet as I struggle to design my characters. Oh no, but they're looking so good. Have you started your redesign for the character with the shawl, the green shawl that we talked about? The shawl. I feel like that's gonna be a really fun redesign. FTL, that's right. No, I did. I bookmarked that one in Steam. I did, because you recommended it before, and I saved it. I remembered, and I saved that recommendation, and now I have it. When I was still on the Mac, I couldn't play it on Mac. I think it's Windows only, but I bookmarked it. So now it's in my Steam wish list. Working on it as we speak. Yay! That's awesome! Yeah, it's so fun to have kind of like a study session, but like it's a drawing session where where you're, oh no, I bumped it, where you're also drawing, and while I'm drawing, it's fun. It's like collaborative, or at least there's like the community part of it, the community aspect, even if we're not collaborating on the same piece. Nancy, I am packing. It's going slow with a toddler and my ankles are mad at me. No. I mean, the packing, yay, because you're moving into your new house, and that's super exciting. But yeah, it's a lot of work. It is no joke. There's so much work involved in moving into a new home. And man, especially with a toddler, with like a young baby, that's got to be so tough. Your poor ankles, I'm sorry. I want to draw too, Pilfer, but you gotta make ice cream. It's ice cream time, drawing time later, ice cream time now. No, I understand. Like, when I'm working, I would much rather be making art. Like, relatable. It's so relatable. Hello, Nancy, your baby's trying to play with a ring or wants attention while you're trying to get it done. 10,000%. That has got to be accurate. Like, before she even responds, I'm pretty sure you are 10,000% accurate on that one. Yeah, there it is. See? Haha, absolutely. She wants all the things I'm touching and is so mad that she can't have the tape gun. Oh no! You're withholding the best toys. She's gonna resent that. She's like, why do you get to play with it and I can't? What am I doing here? Something about this leg feels off. Let me add some joints, maybe. There's a kneecap. What am I doing here that's not adding up? Maybe if I erase some of the extra lines I put in there that we didn't need. And then we can, like, I don't know, point the toe here and then have like a forward-facing foot maybe for the straight leg. I think that works. And then maybe this person, because we can't see their face anyway, maybe I'll just give them like a hat so that it doesn't feel awkward that like the speech bubble is going right over his face if we couldn't see it anyway. So like we have this wide brimmed hat, kind of like cowboy style hat, then it won't be as bad that he's getting obstructed by Crumbleton Batterson and his monologue of self-importance, his self-indulgent monologue. So there we go. So we've got Shmigal here, and Shmigal's got like this cloak that goes like this, like Red Riding Hood style hood. So we'll make sure we get that in there. That's that shape. I think it might be kind of fun too with her crouching like this to get some really pleasing folds in the way the cloak is kind of fanning around this pose. I feel like that could be super satisfying. Like there's gonna obviously be some pull here, like at the knee. We're gonna have like parts of it that are gonna just like pull here. Like that. I guess this is assuming that the cloak is fully knitted up, or like fully closed up, like buttoned up, like a solid skirt. Because if the cloak has a split in it, nope, that's not a. So that's more like a dress. My mistake. Let me backtracking. Let's backtrack a little bit here. So what I wasn't taking into consideration is that the cloak is split. So let's look back for a second at. Well, you can see it right here. There's like a very obvious split here that her arm is poking out of. So I don't think we're gonna be able to do that cinching at the knee as if it was like a skirt, but that's okay because we'll still find a cool way to fan this out like a Matrix style trench coat. We'll still get some cool drapey, fabric-y looking stuff going on here with this. I've wanted to, so I'm going to tell you guys this already, even though I haven't done it yet, and I'm not promising to do it. I've been thinking about it. I've been feeling a little inspired to do like some like character glow-ups. Like with Shmiko particularly, I kind of wanted to do like a glow-up with her just for fun. And I'm not like saying like really glowing up them like in a sense of like designing them, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to redesign them. So that was a bad way to put it. I kind of have been feeling like drawing almost like like a not splash screen either. What am I thinking of? Like the only way I can think to put this is like when you have like a card, right? Like you have a card, like a trading card, and like you have like the really cool character like standalone portrait. That's what I'm looking for. The word is portrait. Okay, so like I kind of wanted to do some individual, not like part of the storytelling in the comic, but like some individual portraits for all of these characters, almost like I would put them in their own deck of like trading cards or something, because I thought that would be really fun to redraw them that way. Yeah, like illustrate them. Hi, Deadlight Switch. Welcome back. Did you leave and come back? Yes, you did. That's right. You left. You said you had something to do with your friend, and you're back. Hi, welcome back. I'm glad you made it back. And we're just talking about like all these characters and how I've been feeling a little bit inspired to, outside of the comic streams and outside of drawing them on paper with pencil, to go like into my digital software and do like little illustrations of individual portraits of each of them, almost like doing them for like a trading card. And it would be kind of fun too, even to format it like it's on a card and do like little blurbs about each character in like the lower thirds area. I feel like that would be really fun. I feel like that could be a really fun extra, and I could give you guys each your character's card in the Discord if that was something that you wanted, and also that I ended up doing if I could make time for it. But yeah, I was having that idea, like I thought about it a little earlier on with drawing Shmigal a couple of streams ago, but then like yesterday when I was coloring the last page, I thought about it again. I was like, man, that just seems like it would be really fun to do. Hi. Welcome back, welcome back. Oh, okay, so so Shmigal, and we're trying to figure out how to split this cloak. And I know I'm gonna scroll up a little bit on my references on the Pinterest, because the Pinterest is amazing. And I've sorted these so that I do have like a clothing section, like a subboard for clothing. And maybe I could look at this and find some references or ideas for how to split the cloak. I don't think anybody's gonna be squatting in any of these pictures though. Alright, Bing, enjoy your food, and I will see you when you get back. Hope you have a delicious meal. I'm gonna just take another sip of coffee. And then we are gonna do what has not been done. We are going to draw a cloak in this squatting position because none of these references have a character squatting in a cloak. Lots of cloaks, no squatting. So I guess we get to be the first to try and do that. Oh man, okay, so do I have a baseline, like something I can start with, like for reference or inspiration? Let's see, maybe if, and then she doesn't have, so here's the other thing too. There's not sleeves on this cloak. Her arm comes out of here, so I do know that like we're gonna have to pull this back behind the arm if she's got her arm extended, which means I guess we're gonna see her outfit underneath. So in here, I just realized we forgot the split, so I'm actually gonna just cheat and add that in right now. Let me grab it. Boop, boop, boop. Let me find there we go, the brush pen, and we will fix this page because we have a continuity error, some inconsistencies here, but we'll just fix that right up with a little bit of ink. There. Oh, it's so exaggerated now. Maybe I should have done a thinner line, but yeah, hopefully that's okay. Ideally, that probably, if it was going to be like that, it probably should have been split open, but that's okay. We're fine. Moving on. Yeah. So we have her in this cloak, and it like cinches at the neck, and there's no sleeves. So when her arm is out, it just sort of pokes through. So that's what we're going to have to do with this as well. So to do that, let's take a look at some ideas. Let's see. I think we can do, all right, so first of all, let's give ourselves a little bit of slack starting, I think, like here. And we'll, yeah, like this. So we'll start like that. And then for the folds, we'll have it kind of like doing like this. Does that look about right? I think that works. So we'll do like that. And then same thing on this side. It's gonna have to go over that arm and then drape back down here. So we've got that happening there. And then I feel like, okay, so since that went up and over, it's gonna have like, it's not gonna like lay flat at the bottom because it's being lifted on one end over the arm. So it's gonna have to have that, you know, like a swoosh. It's gonna have like a little swooshing, like it'll reach like, let's say midway, but then it's gotta like kind of curve down to pull here at the bottom. And actually I'm gonna go ahead and do that a little bit further back because I think it should fall behind the legs. And this back leg is bent back, so we've got to push it further back. All of these little things, all these little details you kind of got to think about, and not really expecting to have to think about when I started all this. I just picked this pose because it looked fun. And now look what I've done. I've created a monster where I have to actually draw complicated clothing. Alright, so that's Shmigal's cape, so I guess now we're going to get to see her whole outfit beneath that, and I do know for a fact she's not wearing pants, so maybe it's a skirt, because we did get to see in one drawing her hairy legs, because we were being funny. Where was it? Let's flip back. Let's take a moment to appreciate this right here, and all that stubble around her little ankle boots. And that's the other thing too, she's got some ankle boots, so we'll start with that. And here too. So So ankle boots, some hairy calves, which we'll get to at some point. And then I feel like now we need to add either some bloomer style like shorts that like cap at the knee, or we could go with a skirt. Nancy, are you still in the chat? Because this is your character, so I would like to prioritize your preferences here with this character and what kind of an outfit she's wearing beneath the cloak. So let me know, and I will start to apply that to this drawing and to this character here. What else could we do in the background here? Like, what kind of things should we be seeing besides the very obvious business that's happening right here with this team? And oh, I guess I could. So we've got 3 of 4 for these teammates. We've got Crumpleton Batterson, we've got Schmiegal, and we've got Dr. Crow all in here. So we're missing one. We need to incorporate Candy Lamity somehow, and we haven't come up with the somehow yet. So let's think about that for a minute and figure out how we're gonna add Candy Lamity. And just for reference, let's page back here and take a look at Candy Lamity, just so everybody knows who we're talking about. This is the character, Candy Lamity. She has candy cane wings, but I'm not necessarily sure these would be like the kind you could fly with, so maybe keep that in mind, although it would be fun to see her try. Yeah, so we gotta incorporate this character somehow into those panels, doing something in the background while this guy right here, Mr. Crumpleton Batterson, the big guy, the muffin, is monologuing and doing his shtick. So Schmiegal, we got her. Dr. Crow, we got him. Crumpleton Batterson, got him. We just need a little Candy Lamity. So let's take a look at our space and see where we can kind of, ow, my leg. See where we can kind of force them to fit. Force her to fit, because we do have the other 3 already. And Nancy, you said she has a dress or a skirt. Did you say Dr. Crow? No, Dr. Crow! Dr. Crow and Crumpleton Batterson. 2 separate characters. 2 separate characters. Same team, totally different characters. Dr. Crow is this one, and Crumpleton Batterson the third is this one. Our toasty muffin. I'll give him his little burnt scriggles there. There we go. And yeah, she could be laughing at what he says or rolling her eyes. Candy Lamity, she could be. She could be doing all that. Let me see. Okay, first of all, the dress. You said she's wearing, Schmiegal has on a skirt or a dress. So let's go ahead and incorporate that. And this is actually where we could have that, those fun folds we had talked about earlier when we were almost added them for the cape. When I was drawing in the cape, we almost put this sort of like fabric pulling at the kneecap in there for that, but lo and behold, it's not that kind of cape. So we had to push that back, and now we can still use it though. We can still get that fun shape with the fabric pulling from the knee with this dress now. So it's a win-win. We get both. We get to have our cake and eat it too. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. And I feel like let's give it like a cute little empress waist. We can like have like a little ribbon part that like goes through right under the bust right here. I feel like that would be really cute. But otherwise it could be very like sort of straight A-line style dress. And then obviously we gotta give her back her oh, this leg hair. And we'll make sure we don't leave out that defining characteristic. So there we go. So we've got Shmigo here in all her glory, and she is robbing people's pockets. She's stealing off of the table. And she has, one thing we did, one part of her design is that she's got that big snoz, so we'll give her back her long nose. She kind of looks a little bit like a classical witch, don't you think? Oh, Cody is here, and he left me a message. What did he say? Oh, Cody, it's not a dress, it's a kilt, you sicko. Hi, Cody, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, tomato, right? Like, Semantics? I don't know how to say that word, but you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Glad to see you came and you were able to make it. I know your weekends tend to be pretty tied up, so it's so good to see you. We are doing some dastardly deeds with our baddies here, and we have one more that we gotta like shoehorn in here somehow. So Candy Lemon. We also still have this square as well. I feel that they can have all 3 of these squares for their team, and then the next team can have these bottom 4 squares, and we'll be able to wrap up registration for all teams just with this page. But of course we can't just have them talking heads saying the obvious, exposition. We gotta have some fun activity in the background as well, which is what we're doing here. Candy Limity. Max, fetch me my sedated. Oh, the Grinch. Yes. Yes, that quality of a bad guy. They're that quality. We have some baddies here, some quality baddies, some Grinch quality baddies. The only problem is that I am wondering, okay, so we have, obviously we're breaking this panel with this word bubble here, but should we also continue? I feel like it would make sense. I'm trying to think where to drop this carrot though, the little arrow that goes to the speaker. It would make sense to continue his dialogue, because he is going to be long-winded after all. So maybe we should continue his dialogue down here. And we can put Candy Lamity on this side. And I feel like if we're going to do that, we gotta like really stretch it. It's gotta be like, go big or go home, right? So let's super exaggerate this speech bubble, and we'll fill it with something. It can't be that hard to give this pompous muffin his day in the sun and allow him to articulate how he feels about things. So we've got that, and then what we've got here is going to be Candy Lamity. Oh, but not too high, because I want to fit her wings in here too. So Candy Lamity, and like Nancy suggested, she could be like laughing, smirking, rolling her eyes. So we'll just have a little Candy Lamity up here. And then we'll get an expression on here. An expression on her after the fact. Gotta get the posture and the pose right. We want to use body language first, and then facial expression. So let's get that right. And then, all these, man, I'm really just pushing myself today. We've had issues, or not issues, but we've had to run into challenges regarding perspective. We've had challenges regarding like clothing folds and how clothing moves, like with this cloak of hers. And now I'm having a struggle with this angle on the tilt of her head, and trying to make sure I'm putting her horns in the right place. So let's get the face on here, or let's get the rest of the features on here first, and we'll worry about the horns later. So we've got that. She has ears, of course, right? Do we ever even see them, or is the hair always in front of them? I think, yeah, the hair is always just sort of in front of them. So let's drop that in. We've got this hair, just like that. That helps me to find it a little bit. So we're getting there. We've got a little bit of this head tilt, which also means we can come in here now and find these wings of hers. Oh no! I think I ran out of pencil lead. There we go. It's a close call. Alright, so now that we've got that, oh no, I really did. That pencil lead's too small and it won't. Do I have another one? I think it's time to start a new pencil lead. Intermission. That works. Okay, we're back. After a brief intermission, we are back with pencil lead. Okay, so we'll do, so now we have a bust here for Candy Lamity. And this is, we've got the head tilt, the hair, horns will probably come up like this now that we can see that. Yay. Angle found, we're good. And then the wings, so the shoulders are here. So let's bring these candy cane wings right off the shoulders. That's one, and the other side, so. And unfortunately for me, I'm having a little bit of with that spot, we're having a little bit of tangent lines. So, tangent lines, you guys familiar with tangent lines? It's where you're drawing things that are at like different depths, but their lines are touching, like the line art of, like, say, if I drew this horizon line right here at the same level as the line for the underside of this table, that would create a tangent line, because even though it's a different depth, the floor, the like horizon line is obviously way further back because it's the horizon line, and the table is way closer forward than the floor would be. Those lines, if I had drawn them at the same height, would have looked like they were touching. So that's kind of like the problem with tangent lines. You don't want things that are at different depths touching each other, because it creates confusion and it makes the picture a little bit harder to read. And I was starting to have a tangent line here with Candy Lamity's other wing and her hair, because the wing is obviously behind the back, the hair is pulled in front of her shoulders, so I didn't want that. It wasn't going to look good, it wasn't going to read well. And it's little things like this, when you're drawing, like if you can catch stuff like that, it'll help you to make your pictures look a little bit cleaner and a little bit like more readable. So hopefully, now that I've caught that and I've moved it over ever so slightly, we'll be able to... Oop, that's too short. I was trying to avoid running into this box, but I gotta make it match the other one, or otherwise she's gonna have like some very unbalanced wings. And the other thing I can do too, obviously, is just move the hair. Hair is very flowy and we can just move that. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just move the hair a little bit. See, now they're not touching anymore. Dinner with myself, I can't keep canceling that. And I wouldn't want you to. I wouldn't want you to keep canceling dinner with yourself. I apologize, by the way, for the noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're almost done, I'm pretty sure, so it's gonna pass by here shortly, and then we won't have all that sound in the background. So let's see, I need sort of like this to come to this height. And then here we have the underside curve of the back of the cane. So then we're looking at the front end should come to about here. That looks balanced. We got there. Okay, cool. So we have Candy Lamity, Candy Lamity over here, just making faces again, because it's fun to draw her making faces. And then we have, I'm getting McDonald's. Y'all want anything? Yeah, can you get me a McFlurry, please? Oreo McFlurry, preferably, if their machine's not broken, you know. Of course, I say that, but Pilfer makes ice cream for a living. He's making ice cream at work now, so it feels like it would be a waste to do a McDonald's ice cream run at an ice cream parlor. And also maybe a little bit disloyal to the ice cream parlor that you work at. How about nuggets? Is that a safe request to make? Chicken nuggets? Get some nuggets? Okay, so there we are. We have our layout for this team's registration. I almost want to push this a little bit more up here, just the bubble, just the speech bubble. And I don't even know what we're gonna have him say to fill all this space. He's gonna have to be pretty long-winded, but we'll manage. Okay. What do we got here? Give me 72 fries exactly. Their machine is broken though. Cody, you just had to go and ruin my morning. It's so sad. No, the machine, it probably is though. I read somewhere that when they say that, it's not because their machines are perpetually broken, it's because cleaning them out when they do their routine cleaning, it takes so long. And they had, like, I guess they used to have an issue with people, like, waiting around for them to get done cleaning the machine and, like, holding up the lines or, like, creating, like, this huge backlog of McFlurry orders that they had to fill when the machine was back up, that they just started saying it's broken to avoid people, like, waiting for their McFlurries, like, because the machine just takes too long to clean. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if that's true, but it's something I'd read online that was, like, supposedly posted by a former McDonald's employee who, like, was explaining, like, no, it's not that their machines are broken, it's that they take forever to clean, and so when the machine's down, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know for sure, but it sounds legit, so passing that information on to you. You're welcome. All right, let's see what next. So we have our ne'er-do-wells established up here, and I think we're good on that. So let's go ahead and either, one, we could work on some dialogue for that, or two, we could move on to the bottom of the page and start drafting what we want to do with our other 4 characters, our other 4 that need to be in the final team. And just for reference sake, I'm flipping this over so I can show you who those characters are. And the final 4 are Mia, who's up here, our mushroom witch, the Mrs. Claus right here in the red with a strawberry bonnet. So Mia, Mrs. Claus, Lily B, Pilfer, your very own Lily B. She's on the next team that we're gonna draw, and then and Candy with a K. Candy the kangaroo. So Candy, Mrs. Claus, Mia, and Lily B. Those, and this is Lily B up here. It's a little bit easier to see here. Oh, and she's covered up anyway by my selfie cam, so this is Lily B up here. Lily B, Mia, Mrs. Claus, and Candy with a K. Those are our next couple of characters. Pilfer, you can't just go around calling everybody smelly. That's not nice. Deadlight Switch, Candy, yes. See, and you guys are here, so you can help me. So I think that's what we should do. Let's put a pin in dialogue for a minute, and let's go down here and start talking about these characters for the final team. So Mia, Lily B, Candy, and who am I missing? Oh no, who am I missing? I just went through them all. Mia, Lily B, Candy, and Mrs. Claus. That's who I was missing, Mrs. Claus. So we gotta make sure we get Mrs. Claus. And Deadlight Switch, you're here. Pilfer, you're here. Mia, so Brush Bomber is not here that I know of. Brush Bomber, if you are, say hi. But Brush Bomber is Mia's character creator. And then lastly, Mrs. Claus. I'm gonna actually cheat and page back here to figure out who designed Mrs. Claus. I know that I have it in here, and I know that I have it bookmarked, so. These bookmarks, you'd think they'd do a better job leading me right to it, but I had to page through there for a second. Mrs. Claus. What? How is this possible? I thought I got them all. Guys, look at this. No attribution. There's no attribution in this character's who made this character? Who made this character, guys? I thought I updated them all. They, like, look. Nancy made Schmeegal, Deadlight Switch, Candy. Over here we have Remy Chan for Candy Lamity. Over here we have Lily B, Pilferpup, Earl J Shellshock, Dr. Crow, Deadlight Switch, you know? Chase, Nancy, what? How is Mrs. Claus not attributed? I don't understand. How did this happen? Who designed this character? I'm gonna have to go back through the previous streams to figure this out. I'm gonna have to find out whose character is this. And I am so sorry to whoever it is that I didn't remember or write it down. I am sincerely so sorry for dropping the ball there. Okay. Okay, well, we'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. And in the meantime, we are going to go ahead and introduce these characters. And this team does not have a name. We have to figure that out. They need a team name to register under. So we've got the Bakery Bandits, we've got Team of the Crop back here. But this third team, the original cart owners, I would consider, so ironically enough, the first team we started with, who were snooping around the cart, I wouldn't consider them like the goody good guys. I would consider them kind of like lukewarm, because they were willing to raid the abandoned cart when they thought it was abandoned. So they're kind of like the lukewarm team, and then this is your villain team, but then like your truly good team, like your lawfully good team, is this third team that we're putting together here with Mia and Lily B and Mrs. Claus and Candy. So this is honestly like the lawfully good, and then you had like your true neutrals were Team of the Crop, and then obviously your villains are going to be the Bakery Bandits. What are we doing here, guys, with this third team, and what are we going to call them? Sonic, ever been to Sonic Burger? What do you get? And Sonic makes burgers. He copied me. Smelly is my nickname for people. Deadlight Switch, you can't call people smelly. It's not nice. Get the same reprimand that Pilfer got. Sonic, I have been to Sonic, and honestly, I cannot remember for the life of me, like, what I ordered there, except for milkshakes, because I know that they have some pretty baller milkshakes, and that's why you go to Sonic anyway. You go there for the milkshakes. I think they do, like, chili dogs, too. That's probably what I order. I don't think I get a burger if I go there, but I don't go there very often, and I haven't I haven't seen a Sonic here since I moved here, so I don't know. Okay, let's see. We've got Lily. I keep saying their names, but I'm looking for an idea to click, and I'm also looking for your guys' recommendations because this is collaborative. It is a collab effort, so your input matters. Your input makes the comic what it is. That's how we get where we are. My mom gets milkshakes from Sonic every week and gets sick from them every week. No! What? No! You gotta get her milkshakes from somewhere else and like just break the cycle. You gotta break the cycle there, Pilfer. You gotta help her out. Deadlight Switch, I am not smelly. Okay. Help me out here, folks. We need two things here. We need a team name for our third team, and we also need some... I guess some character development. Like, we had Dave kind of leading the charge with the first team, and we have Crumbleton Batterson leading the charge with the second team. So, let me scoot my chair. Who will be leading the charge in this third team? And I feel like knee-jerk reaction has been, up until this point, Lily B. But I also kind of wonder if Mia isn't the Zelda of this team that we have over here on the, like, because if you look back here, Zelda is like the one who doesn't say much, but when they do, people listen kind of character. He's got that kind of like influence. I have all boy cats, so I'm probably gonna make the mistake a lot. Black Cat Kitchen, I am so sorry. I know Zelda's a girl. I will get it right, and I will correct myself every time it happens. Just know that it's not because I'm trying to misgender your cat. It's because I have 3 male cats, and so it's just more habit forming to call it he when I'm thinking cat. But yes, Zelda, she is that character. And I feel like the Zelda of this team would almost be Mia here, because she's going to have sort of that extra edge with her magic powers to produce mushrooms on the fly, and she's at the ready with her special talent. Candy will bite Lily B. Oh gosh. We're about to have some interpersonal feuds on our team. Oh no. Such smelly P-U. Oh, I see what you're trying to say there. The typos gotcha. The autocorrect gotcha. No, you are. Candy will bite Lily B. What did I miss? Well-being, Pilfer and Deadlight Switch are trying to out-insult each other by saying they are stinky and smelly. And we kind of like got through this team at the top. So we have all 4 characters of that team now. We have Batterson Crumpleton, we have Candy Lamity, we have Schmiegal, and we also have over here Dr. Crow. And we are now trying to establish the third team down in these panels. And this third team is Candy with the K, so the Kangaroo Candy that Deadlight Switch made, Lily B, who we all know, and Mrs. Claus. And the 4th member of the team, really testing my memory here, is going to be Mia. So Brush Bomber's character Mia. And we're gonna have to do 2 things with this. We're gonna have to pick a name for them, a team name, and we're gonna have to establish their business here and how they're going to interact. So we got to give them, the bad guys were kind of easy because they were just up to no good, making trouble in the neighborhood. But the goody good guys down here, we got to figure out what's going on. And Deadlight Switch seems to think that Candy would bite Lily B. We're gonna have some feral characters on this team. So name suggestions, team name suggestions, drop them in the chat. Let's start punching those in and see if we can't get some new fun or punny ideas. And I know, Nancy, you're really good at these puns, so if you got any, if any come to mind, drop them in and we'll see what we can do with that. I'm going to stare at these panels and try to figure out, oh man, how can we do this? How can we incorporate these characters doing, you know, like you doing you, them doing themselves in a very clean and not innuendo-y fashion at all. And smell like potatoes. What I miss? Smell like potatoes. You guys really like your oral factory sense, like to talk about scents, smelling and scents. Hydrating water, not just coffee, but water. Ooh, Candy can be eating candy. I like that. That's a good one. So we can have Candy just sort of like raiding a candy bowl. So what if we did, so I'm already seeing sort of this line here, and I know that that's actually the line from the opposite page bleeding over here from me pressing when coloring the previous pages. But what if we did break through the panels, right? We had sort of a long buffet style table here. Okay, stick with me. And in each panel behind the table is going to be one of these characters. And they're going to be doing something unique to them. So in Candy's case, she could be raiding the candy jar and eating the candy. And we could have, oh, you know what? I feel like I should extend it a little bit on this end. Here's where we could have two characters. So if we're not like dead set on leadership on this team, we have two characters sort of like contending for leadership, sort of like both making a bid for whose idea they're gonna go with, right? Like we could have, does this look about the same length? Did I do the table legs the same length? Possibly. I love simple props. Like we had the wagon in the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 pages. It's like a simple prop. Not that simple. We got kind of complicated with drawing it by the end, looking at like how does the axle work and how does this all connect and how does it operate? Like would it be truly functional and all that jazz? But that aside, having a nice prop in the scene that can sort of ground everybody is nice. And so we've kind of just been playing around with all these tables in these scenes so far. So now I think it'd be really fun to just have like a really long table. No, Candy will eat Lily B's stolen candy and steal it back. Tricked, that candy's fake. It's made of wax. The real candy's been here in my hands all along. Candy will just eat your hands. I'm not sure that's how Lucky Rabbit's feet work. Might want to look into that one, Deadlight Switch. Candy, tell Candy. Note to Candy, that's not how rabbit's feet work. The Lucky Rabbit's foot is not edible. It's not meant to be consumed. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We've got... I'm going to go ahead and bring this back table leg down here, and we're going to do... I don't know what length it's going to be. I'll figure that out, what looks right, what doesn't look right here in a second. But what I do know is that I kind of want to see the underside of this table. So here we are going to do a low-high angle. We're going to look up from under. drop in some table legs, and we'll have the underneath of the table like this. I'm hatching it so we know that this isn't shadow. Like, this is all shaded because it's under the table, see underneath. Okay, there we go. So there's our buffet table. I'm gonna stand up and reposition because I need a different chair, but it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so here we go. We've got half of an idea here. Pilfer, every time you write something that has the word smelly in it, it asks me if I want to hold this for review. Okay, so focus. Focus. Candy Lamity. Not Candy Lamity. Okay, so Candy is eating candy. Candy is eating candy. We know that much. So let's go ahead and put... Do we want Candy eating candy in the center? Maybe. Let's put Candy eating candy in the center here. Or actually, because Candy's a little bit... Candy's a little bit shorter though. Maybe I'll do it on the end. So maybe this candy bowl sits down here. And maybe I'll have like a little jar of lollipops here too. Like we can do like that, you know? These little like party favor lollipop jars, you know? And we'll have like other candies just sort of spilling out of here. The way you draw so quick has me jealous. You think I draw quick? Aw, thank you. I'm trying, but it doesn't feel fast to me, but I appreciate that you think it is. So hopefully, at least if that's the case, maybe it won't be so hard or so painful to watch real time. Okay, so then we have Candy Candy eating candy. And so I've been trying to nail down Candy's height because it's a little bit like she's a little bit in between. She's not quite as tall as the humans. But so let's go ahead and look at this like processional here for a second, because she's this one right here. Her and Dave are both sort of in that awkward in between height, you know. And Dave here, I actually used too dark of a blue on him, but it's fine. It's fine. So Candy is kind of like, I don't know, maybe she's 4 feet tall without like maybe a little bit taller with the ears. What do you think? Because she's sort of like at that mid-range height. Lilybee's smaller. Obviously, the Muffin's the smallest, and then the cat, then Lilybee, then Dave, then Candy, and then then Mia, and the rest of the adults. So she's gonna be about like, so she's 4 feet tall, and how tall is this table? Maybe like 3 feet. So we'll put her like here. I feel that should be a good height. So, oh, let me move this over so I can make sure you guys are seeing it. So we've got maybe she can be here, and it's kind of a side profile. So we'll give her like her ears like that, and a little bit of a snoot. Not too much. It's not like a super extended snoot, but just a little bit of one. And then what are some of her defining features? She's got, we'll go all the way back to the beginning with you. Come on, where are we? Page with all the reference art. There we go. So Candy's got a little bit of bang. She's got her floof around the cheeks. Okay, yeah. So, and a little, yeah, like a little button nose. So let's go back over here and try doing that with her. Let's, there's a lot of empty spaces there. This book is so thick. We have so much room to do this comic and then probably dozens, well maybe not, half a dozen more after it if we decided to continue this like series of streams. Like maybe after the grand conclusion of this contest, we palette cleanse and start a brand new one, and do like a whole other comic and create all new characters. So just something we can think about and consider for down the road. So we'll give her that, and also her bangs there. And then we need like the body cavity here, hip region. She'll have a tail, of course, because it's Candy and we want to honor that. And then like legs. And I almost kind of want to have her like leaning into it, right? Like she's leaning and like across the table. So I'll put her legs kind of straight back like that. And maybe even, maybe I didn't draw them even back far enough, because if I want the line of action to be like this, I need to push the hips back further, and I need to, so all of this kind of needs to come back. So that was fine where that was. We'll bring back this circle and we'll bring back the hips even further around that line of action, and then we'll really bring the legs back like as far as they can go towards this edge of the panel, and then we'll have like the other leg and the other foot here, and we'll just sort of scribble that in so we can see that that's two separate legs. So we may not get the tail into this just because of the way it's hugging the panel, but trying. Maybe someone should be under, the way you draw, okay, maybe somebody should be under the table. There's a lot of empty space there. Dang, busted. No more smelly. Yeah, it's filtering, you pilfer. It's like, it's flagged it, it's concerned, and it is the algorithm, I guess, or just the chat bot. I don't know. Like, but it's on to you. It's on to you. Yeah, so let's get her, let's get these shoulders up. And these hands just sort of like reaching. So like we'll have her like trying to grab one of these lollipops. So let's get that in there like that. She really wants a lollipop. And then we can even like, let's put a hand on the edge of the table here. And that way we can get that other arm in there, just behind there. Yeah, so I think that'll work. That'll be her pose. And so now we have Candy with a K eating candy. She's just sort of reaching and grabbing and helping herself to it. And then, so that's that, and we still have to do Mrs. Claus. And so Mia, Mrs. Claus, and a Lily Bee. And I'm wondering if, so this is the biggest box, so I'm thinking Lily Bee, if she's talking, needs to be down here. So maybe what we do is we'll put, oh, goodness. Let's put Mia here, because Mia's new to this party. She just sort of is retrofitted acting here. So we'll put Mia here and she'll talk first. And then we'll put Lily Bee here, and she can like either respond or even a little bit like talk past her, like talk past Mia a little bit. And then we'll also just include Mrs. Claus in this box because she'll fit here. So we'll do, yeah, Mia, Lily Bee, and Mrs. Claus. And then some dialogue boxes so that they can have a discourse and we can sort of establish them a little bit more. Bye, Dudley. Got to go. Barnes and Nobles. I'll be back maybe. Okay, well, if you make it back, awesome, and we'll see you then. Have a great time at Barnes and Noble. I love that store. That's where I got this book. This book is a Barnes and Noble book. So if you wanted something like this, maybe poke around and see if you can find it. It is called Create Comics Sketchbook. Looks just like this. So yeah, it's like a $10 book. Amazing value. So yeah, there you go. Have fun. Argue over the ingredients. They haven't even started cooking yet though, Pilfer, but oh yeah, I'm sure lots of arguments are going to ensue. Mia's gonna be like, let's make mushroom soup. And I'm sure that the others are not gonna want to. They're gonna want to make something else. Probably something super sugary sweet, especially knowing candy. Mushroom soup, yuck, there's no sugar in that. Let's see, okay. So Lily B. We've got to get Lily B. Oh, no, Mia first. So, and Mia's just slightly taller, so her head can come up to here. And if Mia's head is here, then Mrs. Claus is going to be way taller, like here, which makes sense because if this is probably like hip region and the table's probably going to come to about her hip region. So Mrs. Claus's head is here. Mia we have right here. Lily B's little. So Lily B, oh no. I feel like this table's right at eye level for Lily B. Should she be on the table? What do you think? Does she get up on the table? Isn't this a baking contest? Who's going to make soup in a baking contest? Only carrots, carrot cake all day long. I think, is it a bake-off or is it a cook-off? I don't remember. What did she say? The Royal Bake-Off, you're right. This is a bake-off. Ooh, so yeah. They might need to bake something instead. Where do mushrooms come in handy with baking? Maybe like if you do a quiche? Are there mushrooms? Could you add mushrooms to a quiche? I don't know. I'm not that versed in quiche. So yeah, it's a baking contest, so that's gonna have to, like, we're gonna have to rewire our thinking there a little bit and to focus on some baking. So I feel like maybe Lily Bean is climbing up on the table, right? Like, here she is. You put one foot up. Trying to get up on this table. Because she's so short. She's gotta like crawl up here. We'll put like a hand here. I don't know, I'm making up this pose as I go, so if I have to correct it a million times, it is what it is. But I'm trying. And in fact, let me go ahead and move her over because that's too close to the edge and I don't see room for her head if I keep going that way. So let's repeat that, but like down here. So now we've got a leg up on the table and a paw gripping it. Shoulder here. Because she's so small, she's gonna have to climb up on the table. And I need to get comfortable again, because I wasn't very comfortable just now. Okay, maybe, okay, so let me, let me look through my screen of Pinterest inspo for a second. And we'll take a look over here at the animal section for some cute animal anatomy and inspiration for how to draw that. So hopefully I can make her look a little less awkward. Even though I'm trying to draw her in a very awkward position because she's so tiny. So we've got, there's like one leg up. Torso, kind of with the torso here, right? Which means head is about here. Shoulders. Maybe this other leg is sort of like hanging down here. like that, like hanging off the table a little bit. How to get her arms there to leverage her up onto the table though. Make things so hard on myself. I could have just drawn her standing there like everybody else, but no. Gotta make it fun and interesting, which translates to difficult and awkward. How many pages have you got done so far? Okay, so, let's do a count. Let's, look, 1. I don't know, let's move the riser for a second. Take a look. So we've got, looks so far away now, isn't that crazy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 pages. And that beautiful last page. Oh, love it. And 7. We're on number 7, which makes this my 7th stream. And our 7th page. And there's like a million left that we could potentially do. I don't think it'll go on that long, but we do have plenty of room. I mean, all of that. We have all that room and then some, because I didn't even pick up all the pages. There's more. All that room and then some if we wanted to keep going or to do different comics in the future. Yes. I just dropped by to say hi and to leave. Okay, well, thank you for dropping by and saying hi. And I look forward to seeing you again later. Have fun. Yeah, Lily B on the table. How do we get her up there? How are we going to get her arms up on the table? Or what are we going to do with her to make it look like she's pulling herself up? Like maybe, so this arm I feel like has to be sort of gripping the table like that. Like she's pulling herself up. And then maybe she's leaning on this elbow. Like that. Does that make sense? Nice. I try to be nice. Okay, Lily B, what is your key features? You've got the ears, the tuft on your forehead, and the tuft around the neck. So she's got like this very floofy bunny like collar, got a very floofy bunny collar, and floofy bunny cheeks, and some head floof like that, and of course ears. We gotta make sure we get Lily's ears, so let's make sure we include those. Doesn't scream bunny without the ears. Bing, 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 bing. Getting up on the table where you're going to put ingredients doesn't seem very sanity. Negative 10 points for this team. This team needs a name. We still need a name, but that's okay. If we don't have one yet, we'll figure it out. So let's see, we'll just... Oh, I kind of like the idea of like giving these a little bit of like a teardrop shape. Like that. Doesn't it look kind of cute? Just not super duper like boxed off, like variable, you know, like a little bit contoury, a little bit bendy, not nearly as stiff. There we go. So Lily B trying to get up on that table where she can talk with the grown-ups because she's so small and she needs to get up where they can hear her. Kind of like this guy, except we just sort of cheated him into the foreground, so yeah. We'll make it work. We make it work. That's what we do. We make it work. So Lily B, and then we've got Mia here. So let's get Mia here. And then she's got her like mushroomy pigtails here. And a little bit of, let's see, let's flip back a second and take a look. So she's got like a little bit of like, I have one of those hats. I'll have to wear it one of these times just to show you guys, but I don't know what it's called. So a hat like that. So we'll just plop that in here, but then also like it slouches a little bit. It's like one of those slouchy hats. And then we need the torso, of course. And Team Jumpstart. Okay, hang on, I gotta back up. Team Jumpstart, Team Smith, Team Pilfer, Team Voldemort. Dang, Lily has short person syndrome. That explains a lot. There you go. We have psychoanalyzed this and come to a new deduction. Poor Lily. That explains her angstiness. Okay, so let's do, what if, like, wouldn't it be kind of fun if she, like, if Mia was sort of like, ooh, like raising her hand, you know, like they're asking for registration and she's just kind of like, oh, pick me, like she's gonna answer like a question in class. So what if we did something like that, where we have her like raising her arm, like to answer the question, like, oh, I know the answer. Dang, okay. Oh my god, it looks so awesome. Yay, thank you. We're trying to, I mean, I think we've really nailed it, honestly. Like, we came into the stream knowing that we had to do registration for 2 more teams, but not wanting to just be straight up an exposition dump. We wanted to do something more fun with it. And you know what? I feel like we have. I feel like we've made these pages fun. They're not just filler. They're not just getting through the boring stuff. It's still fun. It's still character development. We're still seeing personality in these characters, and I think all of that is really great. So hips here. Oh, did I make her too big? I made her way too big. I gotta draw Mia again. I can't just lasso her and shrink her down. I have to actually redraw her all over again. Goodbye. You beautiful drawing of Mia. I have to start over. No, I drew her like a freaking giant at this table. I don't know what I was thinking. I ate too much, but this vanilla coffee is giving me a second wind. Energy, sugar rush. What did you end up getting, a burger, or what did you decide to go with? I decided yesterday after work. It had been the longest week. I'm not going to get into it, but it was just a crazy long week. And I decided that I was going to have a cheat meal day yesterday, and so I went to McDonald's and I had a cheeseburger, some nuggets, some fries, and a soda. So all the things. I had all the things. I ate too much. Oh wait, we already got that. Hi, trash. Hi, you made it. Hello, so good to see you. Do you want to see what we're drawing? We have just some sketches so far, but we've got a muffin man, a turkey, Schmeagle over here, robbing everyone. Candy Laminy down here, just making faces. And then we've got ourselves a bunny climbing up on the table. We've got a character that's going to go over here. That's going to be Mrs. Claus. She's the old lady one. Candy with a K, the kangaroo Candy, over here stealing sweets from the table. And then Mia, who I was just about done with. I'm starting over because I drew her enormous, not even realizing how big she was in comparison to the table. So proportions matter. Now I gotta draw her again. Every day is a cheat meal day for me. You know, living life to the fullest, loving your life, let yourself be happy. Let yourself be happy. Yes, I did. Chili cheese dog, so good. That sounds really good. And my foot's falling asleep. I gotta move again. I'm gonna, and eventually I feel like I'm gonna end up swapping out this chair for a different chair. It is making me uncomfortable. But anyway, we'll make it work. Like we do. We'll make it work. All right, Mia, I gotta draw her like a lot smaller than I drew her last time, so let's try this again. We'll do that. We have the body. And so if this is this, the torso would still be here, the hips would start up here and end like here, which means leg-wise we can go like to here. That's better proportion-wise to the table. That looks way more correct. And then I still wanted to sort of like slant the body a little bit so she can raise one arm. So we're gonna do that because she's gonna be like, oh, pick me, I'll make a team name for us or something, you know? Like she's gonna come in here all enthusiastic like she was when she first skipped onto the scene in the previous pages. So Mia here, skipping on in, just making herself comfortable with this larger group of strangers. Love your background. My background. Oh, that behind me. Yes. Let me scooch on out of the way. And you know what? I can even, let's see, show you guys my wall of things. So I've obviously got like some office stuff here. I've got like a printer. I've got a box of, this is my stash, a box of colored pencils. But then I've got my Overwatch figurines. I've got some YouTube paraphernalia. I've got a Tamagotchi, and I have a character from Animal Crossing up there. This is new. I wish Friendy Leah was still here because she would really appreciate this. This is a, what do you call it? It's a Polly Pocket. This is like a toy. This is the way they used to make them. They don't make them like this anymore. But yeah, it's a Polly Pocket. This is the Lighthouse one. And I have my cat. Some kind of thing I got when I was in the military. A nice big rose quartz and a succulent plant as well. And this is my wall. And every once in a while I'll probably swap in new things here and there. We'll see how it goes. Whatever treasures I come up with and decide to include. Yes, 90s toys, they're the best. Absolute prime toy time. So yes, I love Polly Pockets. I only have the one, and I recently bought it on eBay because I don't have any at all that were actually from my childhood, but I wanted to get some just as like a sentimental thing, and so I ordered a new one. I ordered that one on eBay. I was thinking about getting more, but like the actual Pollys, like the little ones, if you want to get some that are still intact and in good condition, they're kind of pricey. It's kind of expensive. Like I have 3 Pollys in there in the Lighthouse, and the Pollys themselves cost more than the compact, than the Lighthouse. It was crazy, and you would buy them separately. It's wild. But I think it's because to find those that are still intact and not broken or lost, given their size and how delicate they are, it's more rare now. So they cost more because they're harder to find and harder to get. Makes sense, right? Okay, so now we have our Mia back here raising her hand because she wants to say something. And then so we can put this hat back on her, and it's like one of those lumpy saggy hats. So we'll do that. I did this hat because I liked the way it's like cinched, you know, at the band. So kind of like a mushroom. It's got like that ribbing. And then it's got the floof, like the voluptuous top part, which would also kind of be like a mushroom, you know. And that was the whole motif for Brush Bomber's character, so I wanted to try and work that in as best as I was able. Kind of looks a little bit like a chef's hat too, not gonna lie. Do your cats knock it all over trying to climb up there? I caught one of them once. Thinking about it, he was sitting on the edge of the desk right here, and like gently extending a paw like he was considering it, and I chased him off very quickly. And that's not okay. We're not gonna do that. We're not. That cannot hold your weight. It will not support you. Do not sits. You do not fits. And luckily, none of them have tried it since, and hopefully they won't. But only time will tell. Yeah, LPS dolls are a lot of money too, and hard to find. Yeah, it's the more rare something becomes, especially when they're not making it anymore. Well, obviously, like, particularly when they're not making something anymore and you can't like just go to the manufacturer and they're pumping out more. Once it's done, and then things start to become like the ones that are out in the world will slowly start to dwindle, because some will get broken, some will get lost, some will get they'll just get worn and in poor condition. So yeah, they become more rare and more difficult to find. So I feel you on that. I hear ya. So for the Mia, does Mia have bangs? She does. She has like little, kind of like cartoony bangs that kind of look like bows. So we got these little like bows for bangs, and then the big poofy pigtail, mushroomy looking pom-poms for her hair here. We'll put that there behind her arm. Yeah, so there's Mia, and now we just have to add some speech bubbles and Mrs. Claus, and believe it or not, you may not be able to see this because it's on the riser, but there's a whole nother panel down here, folks. We still gotta figure out a team name for these guys. This is our third team, and we gotta come up with something. And no pilfer, we are not drawing them, we're not calling them smelly anything. So think, come up with something else. Alright, so Mrs. Claus, let's, you know, she's got like such a cute hat too. She's got one of those hats that's got like the frilly like brim. She's got like a frilly brim hat, so I'm gonna start there because that's fun to draw. So we've got this frilly brim hat, and then she's also wearing a turtleneck. And we'll just kind of like torso here, body cavity, hips, and legs. And she wears a long dress too, so I'm not going to get super into like the anatomy of legs here. I'm just going to sort of do the length out like this, because we're going to cover it all with a skirt anyway. Let me make sure all of that fits on here so you guys are seeing it too. And hi Zombie! Hello! Welcome to the stream! Who's this? I said nothing. Of course you did, Pelfer. Team Bing. Will be team. Hi Zombie, hello Zombie, hello Pilfer, hello. Everybody say hello. Team. Weirdly kind of like it. It makes no sense, but it's fun to say. Oh, she's got those big, ooh, she's got like those nice frumpy sleeves too. Yes, Mrs. Claus. Go on with your bad self. Love it. Okay, we'll just put her like little fist on her hip here like that. And she's got like little, she's got some spirally curly hair going on here. That's kind of her thing. And glasses. Kind of looks like Batman. Or not Batman, but Robin from Batman with the glasses like that. But you do what you can. Alright, so we've got our characters. We need a speech bubble here for Lily Bee. So let's get that in there. Okay, and then also one here as well. There, we'll do the tail like that. What do you guys think? Good? Are we good? We still on the same page? I mean, I don't know what page you guys would be on. This is the page I'm on. But yeah, we've got ourselves some dialogue. We could even, so I have space up here. I could add another dialogue bubble, but I don't feel like that necessarily makes the most sense to put her in the conversation when she seems utterly preoccupied with her sweets and her, you know, getting away with the stash. So maybe instead we can put something else in the background, like maybe I could just put like the seaside view, or maybe some shots of the interior of the sandcastle. Maybe I could build a sort of some architecture around that and we can get like a little glimpse of what the space looks like that they're working in. Team hopping with cheer. Team bakes a lot. Hopping with cheer. Nancy! Oh, Cody, Nancy, yeah, you're both here. Hello! So I do kind of like the hopping theme for Lily Bee's sake. I kind of feel like, oh, and Candy is a kangaroo character. So Kangaroo and Lily Bee, they both hop. We have some hoppers in on this crew. So that might be something to think about and to work into the team name if possible. And maybe even with her, we could have like little, just over here while we're doing this, we'll, close to her feet, we'll just have little mushrooms sprouting up. Because that's what happens wherever she goes. She's just got mushrooms. Just sort of popping up. Don't mind this. We're just adding little teeny mushrooms everywhere. Lily Bee and... Okay, I wrote that. I was about to read my own message. Yes, Cody, Nancy, I am trash. You're all here, and I super appreciate all the love and support. So yay, thank you all. I feel like this is pretty good here. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna scroll. See me using my digital terms, my digital technical terms. Scroll down to the bottom panel here. So now that we've got this one worked out, we probably need something here. And perhaps to tie this all up nice and neat and tidy, put a little ribbon on it, we could have like that crab soldier with a clipboard again say something, I don't know, like I feel like we could add him back into the scene here somehow but as far as like what he would be saying to them, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Or if we want to do something entirely else with this panel, if you guys have like an idea that you think would look good, just because it would look good. Oh, you know what? I did forget something. We had a suggestion that I wanted to make sure I got everybody's suggestion in here, and I'm going to have to look up the reference here because I was asked to include Peter, like, not Peter, I'm not going to straight up rip it from the show, but Peter oh goodness, I need to type here. Why isn't it typing here? Oh, because I'm using the wrong keyboard, that's why. Peter Griffith? Dead. Oh gosh, that's incredibly morbid. That brought up a real person. That's not what I wanted to find. Oh man. Family Guy. Family Guy. Let's add Family Guy to the search. So he wanted me to put a character in here who was basically doing that like dead Peter Griffin pose. Like I'm assuming the one that has like the broken leg, the leg that's all bent, all wonky. In the background here, like somebody's just like passed out or died from like food poisoning. So trying to find that pose so I can mimic it, and wowee, the search results are something. Well, first of all, it didn't say Peter, it said Perry, so no wonder I'm not getting a good search result. Peter Griffin? Yeah, I struggled with that one for a second. I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure. I'm sorry, the internet is an awful place. Yep, I did get some very, very unanticipated results there. It was not what I had in mind. And you know what? It still isn't. It's giving me the weirdest things. But at least these are drawings now. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing like somebody's obituary in real life. Cause that got dark. Let's see. Maybe if I Google it instead of trying to do this on Pinterest. No. Peter? No, Peter Griffin. Stop. Peter Griffin. Family Guy. Oh, wrong keyboard again. Let's try this one more time. Family Guy. Peter falls down the stairs. Maybe at the bottom of the stairs there'll be that pose. It was like a suggested. There it is. There's that pose with like the weird bent leg. All right, I got it. Here we go. Got the pose. So now let's see if we can add that with some random no name character into here somehow. Okay. I think we have the most room here, like in the foreground of this shot. So let's try this. Oh my gosh, this is so wonky. Bing, I can just post the image if you want. I think I found it. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. This one? Is this the pose? Let me know if that's the pose that you were talking about. And we will put him in the foreground here in the Schmeagol robbing people scene. And while I wait for that, yep. Perfect, okay, great. So now let's do this. Let's see, we've got, okay, we've got a hand here that's got like the thumbs this way and some fingers. leads to this arm being like, ooh, like this. And it's all bent and weird, like that. And this foot is also bent back. Oh my gosh, all wonky too. So let's try adding a pant leg here. And that's supposed to be the inside of it all shaded because I'm trying to create. Okay, alright. That's that leg, and I feel like it's a sharper angle even, so let's sharpen that angle a little bit. Like that. And the head is kind of like face down this way. And then this arm is bent behind the back, so we have a hand here. This is so wonky, oh my gosh. I'm drawing what I see, guys. I'm doing my best. Do not forget, every good hero story needs an explosion as they walk away. Valid point. Super super 100% accurate. So I think you're right. We will have to at some point, especially, I mean, we're working in a kitchen. There's going to be an explosion at some point. Something is going to go wrong and catch on fire. We're not going to get through this comic without a little bit of fire. So that's bound to happen. And oh my gosh, this pose is so weird. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got this person. And let's give them an ear here. And for hair, I'm just gonna sort of scribble it in where it should be so we can kind of get like an indicator of the, oh man. What was he trying to say? Of the rotation of the head here. So there we go. Got a little bit of hair here, a little rotation of the head. We're looking at the back of the body. The legs bent like this, which means I actually think I want to bring the foot back even further. And this arm, we need to like bring the elbow this way so we can bring the arm back this way. There we go. And the foot needs to come up like it's kicking him in. Like that. I think because I'm running off the edge of the frame, the panel, I'm like trying to squish the whole body like this, and it's coming out so much more contorted than it even should because I'm squishing it so much. Like, it doesn't have to be that squished. It needs to, like, there needs to be some room. We may not get the whole body in here, unfortunately, because we just ran off the edge of the page. Maybe that's not the best place for him. That's what erasers are good for. That's why we're not drawing this in ink. We're doing pencil first. Pencils first, people. No, I know, there's... Okay, don't take that to heart. I just threw that out there, but I know there's plenty of people who draw with ballpoint pen, and there's tons of videos on like the merits to that and why drawing with pen is good. So sometimes, yeah, it's good to draw with ink. Don't take what I said as like a hard and fast rule or anything like that. I'm just thinking out loud as I erase all that effort I just made to try and nail that pose after failing miserably. So we're gonna try again. Let's see if we can get this right. This awkward Peter Griffin pose. Man. Okay. Maybe instead of trying to draw it piecemeal, I should start with like mapping out the whole body and the forms of the body. And maybe instead of putting it in the foreground here, it can actually just be something like in the background here on the ground behind her. So like just this random, let's see, let's do it this way. We'll do, these are hips. And we have center body cavity. Upper body cavity. And then shoulder. They are at like this twisted angle, and the hips are kind of like at a twisted angle too. They're a little bit propped up. This might actually work this time. I think this is the way to do it. And then the head is face down on the ground like this. So now what we're looking at here is a leg that is fully extended this way. That's his back leg is fully extended this way. But then this one here we've got a bent knee. Draw me like one of your French girls. I feel like I'm doing that scene right now. Bent knee, leg kicks back. And that's why the hips are twisted just like this. So we've got that. All right, time to get a haircut. It's been fun. Have fun and enjoy your haircut thing, and I hope it looks exactly how you want it to look when you're done with it. Have a good time, and thank you for being here on the stream. Bye. And let's finish. I guess Bing will see this Peter Griffin when they get back. Cody, I have seen the other guys. They said you need an explosion, and I believe them. The other guy, yeah. The other guys, yeah. That's that cop movie, that satire one. It's really funny. You always need an explosion. You need to walk away from a dramatic explosion. That's how this works. That's how the world works. Alright, so we've got this arm bent back this way. Let's try this again. But then the elbow just kind of like swings this way because it's awkward and uncomfortable. And then we have this hand that's just sort of bent backwards as well. There we go. And then the one arm that's like kind of laying across the body this way. And there it is. There is the very, very super duper awkward Peter Griffin death pose. And we'll just give this guy his nose, and we will also give him some hair so we can see the way his head is turning. And yeah, there you have it. This awkward random NPC, like it's a video game. This random awkward extra in the background of Candy Lamity shot, just sort of conked out on the ground, no rhyme or reason. It is a good movie. Have you ever heard of Kim Jong-gi? I believe is the name. Is that another film? Kim Jong-gi? I guess not. It's not ringing any bells. I don't know what that is. Is it a good movie and do you recommend it? Or is it a terrible movie and you're bringing it up because it has like a very iconic scene that this somehow reminded you of? No, not a good movie. Not a movie? Is it not a movie at all? Am I like way off base? Too fast! You're switching topics on me too fast. It's an artist. Oh, okay. Well, let's look this person up then. Let's see. Two drawings are sick. Well, let's take a look. Kim Jong-gi art. And wow, you're not kidding. Let's take a look, everybody. Kim Jong-gi art. That is so wild. Look at this. Let's take a look. That is intense. Is he just drawing these on the wall with like a marker? Okay, this is gonna be the kind of artist who like, they have a complete picture in their head and it's super clear, so when they go to draw it on paper or like on whatever surface, they know where every line goes and they know the proportions of everything. They just like, they have like that clear, super duper clear mental picture. At least that's what I think when I see art like this. When I see somebody just take a marker, no pencils, no like first layer sketch, but just drawing stuff. Yeah, it's just, that's a whole other skill set. Like that's, oh my goodness. I mean, look at that. That's impressive. No reference art. Yeah, this person's definitely got a super clear mental picture. Just out here drawing this stuff from his brain and not even looking at references or doing like sketch layers. He just goes straight in with that marker. That's wild. That is a gift, for sure. That person has a gift. Alright, so for this, now that we've got our little cameo back here, let's look down here at this final panel. And I think we need to tie up some loose threads here so that we can move into, for the next page, and by the way, the next page is that coveted 3-splice panel. Look at all that glory, that beautiful three-splice paneling. Oh, so lovely, I can't wait. But yeah, let's tie up loose ends here. We've almost finished this page. We just need to figure out what we're gonna do down here to bring this whole registration portion to a close. I own one of his books. I'll send it to you. You don't have to send me the book, but I can definitely check it out the next time I visit. You don't have to give me your book, but yeah, I'll gladly look through it when I come visit. And I'll probably pin some of his art to my Pinterest board too, so I can always find him again and look at more of his stuff. One second. Don't mind me. Must hydrate. Hydration is good. Alright, so. We have just a little bit more to go. Just a little bit more before this page is solidified, and I do think that the way to go, at least for the far left part of this, will be to start with our guy with the clipboard again. So let's bring that back in here. We've got our, oh, no, that's too low. Did you watch did you want to do the crab? Yeah. I'm adding him back in down here with the clipboard guy who took all of their team names and registered them, so he can basically be like, not in these exact words, but more or less proceed to the next phase in some form or fashion. So there we are. We have our claw and our clipboard, and now we just need this guy's like very Among Us dome-shaped body, like that, and then his visor, like this. Man, these guys are so easy to draw. It's amazing. There we go. So now we've got him, and he's taken all of their team names at this point. He can do a call for teams or start giving more rules. He definitely needs a dialogue box, so I'm gonna start him one, like right here. And then, I don't know, I'm gonna leave, it's so weird, but I'm gonna leave it like open-ended. I'm not gonna close off the side of it, just because I don't know how much or how little we're gonna have him say. We gotta figure that out. But we've got we're prepped and ready to go there with his dialogue and with his character. Don't want the book getting stuck. He can do a call for teams to start. Careful, it's lewd. What is? What is? I feel like I missed something. Did you refer to somebody? He's really talented but really perverted. Who is? Nancy, stop being productive. Faster she finishes the paper as soon as she ends the stream. Aw, Cody doesn't want me to finish the page. He's exceptional though. He's a master of art. So are you talking about the same artist that Cody was talking about? Nancy's like me. She's like, focus, like, all right, let's do this. Let's accomplish the mission. Let's achieve our goals. Let's finish the art. Stay on task. She's like very focused. I bet she's already packed an entire room in the amount of time that I've been like drawing this page. So her packing is probably going very meticulous and on point as well, even with all the distractions like her toddler trying to steal her tape gun. Okay, yeah, so it's the same artist. Gotcha. Appreciate the warning. So I know that I have like this very like sunshine and daisies and you know, positivity and cutesy stuff, and certainly like all of that personalities. Don't end the stream. I'm not ending it. We're still going. Oh, you guys are so touching. But I will say, like, there is definitely I definitely have like a small slice of the pie that is my personality that likes more of the dark stuff, like the dark and sinister stuff to a degree. And I wouldn't say like necessarily lewd stuff, but certainly like I do have my own little micro obsession with zombies. And so when it comes to like gore and things like that, while I don't like it in large quantities, I definitely do appreciate it in my zombie related content. And so I have like some really good comic books that are like built around zombies that are pretty not for the faint of heart. And I also have this other one called Animosity. I'm not going to dig it out of my shelf right now because that would just take me a while. But animosity comic, I just want to show you. This is the cover that to the one I have, I think. No, that's year 2. Where's V1? This one. So I'm going to switch over to display. So this comic is definitely more graphic, but I love like the idea, and I love the story, and I love where they're going with it. I have only read the first issue, like volume 1. I haven't gotten any further in, so I don't know where the story takes you, but it is wild because it's about animals becoming more sentient, and like they're conscious, and they speak and they talk, and once they become kind of conscious and sentient of they for the most part, aside from like maybe dogs and a few other loyal creatures that are harmonious with humans, for the most part they hate us, and I mean, could you blame them? We kind of took over every habitat and ecosystem and just ran animals out of town for the most part, and we abuse them, or we don't appreciate them or respect their space, etc. You know, the drill. So when they become conscious and sentient, basically it becomes a huge free-for-all bloodbath, anti-humanity. All animals are out to get you, but obviously pets that love you are trying to defend and protect you and help you survive. So that's basically what this comic is, and I really like it, despite it being extremely like gory and graphic. So if you're looking for something to kind of scratch that itch, where it's got a little bit more of a dark tone and a little bit more of a survivor theme, I would recommend that one. It's a really good one. I love the uncensored stuff. I hate censorship. Well, I know you do, Cody, but you can also handle that kind of stuff. You have more of a stomach for it. You've got like a tougher stomach, I would say. Me, I tend to like to consume things that are more family friendly, because I don't know, I don't know if I emote a lot or something, but like things that are heavy tend to like weigh me down and make me kind of like, I feel too upset by them sometimes. So it can be a little bit, I like to keep my like media diet to more of a family-friendly diet, like with movies, with books, with comics, with art, with all that kind of stuff. But every once in a while, you know, I'll indulge in a little bit of more of a mature content. It is a really good comic, I will say, and I think I Am Trash, I do feel like you would appreciate it as well. I think that it's a comic that you would appreciate. I will let you guys work out whether or not it's appropriate for you on your own time, based on like, you know, what kind of content you're consuming at this stage in your life. I don't know. So, but it is good. I do recommend it. I love gore. I know you do, and you were like gonna be really good at like all that Halloween makeup and like that movie makeup, gore and horror. You've got a taste for it. I think, yes, I do think that comic would definitely be something you'd like. Maybe next time you visit or I visit you, I'll bring it along so you can take it out, so you can check it out. Cody, I live non-family friendly daily at work. LOL. That's what I mean. Like, you've got the stomach for it, you know, like you can handle that. Pilfer, Wei Kim Jung Hai is really dirty. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but Cody, knowing Cody like I know him, he definitely could stomach that. And maybe in small doses I could handle a little bit of it, and maybe it'd be for me and maybe it wouldn't be for me. I don't know. But I do appreciate the warning. It's always good to let people know that going into something like that. Yeah, so now that I've got animosity up on my screen, let's go ahead and figure out what we want to put in this final panel, or if you guys have any suggestions for dialogue, we can work on that too. We also are still kind of like seesawing on this whole naming the team thing. We came up with team, and something to do with hopping because we have a bunny and a kangaroo on the team. So those are kind of like the two ideas that we have brainstormed so far. I'd like to push them a little bit further, so let's see if we can do that. Ooh, sexy zombies. Zombies are terrifying, but I also feel kind of obsessed with them because I feel like if we did have zombies, I'd want to be mentally prepared to survive them. So I watched like all the zombie movies. My very first comic was a zombie comic. I made a comic about being on a Navy ship and having a zombie outbreak. I like a lot of body horror, but I also meant more for don't look up his stuff on stream. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe don't go pulling all that up on stream. I'm glad that the Google search I did do didn't, I hope it didn't expose anything I didn't notice. But I think we're in the clear. I think it was clean. I'll double check after the stream's over. I'll go back and look at that part of the video. But thank you for that warning. That's a very good point. Gotta keep it clean on stream. I don't love body horror. I think I just love the idea of like the survival aspect and trying to be mentally prepared for scenarios like that and to try to like think through like, oh, wow, that sucks really bad. I wouldn't want that to be me. How would I get away from that? Or how would I avoid that? Or how do the heroes in this story avoid it or escape it? That kind of thing. I don't know. It's just like mind prepping. Maybe I'm just in a mind prepper mentality. Right, Pilf? When I said his name, did not expect her to pull it up. Yeah, sorry guys. I did not know what I was in for. From now on, if it's going to be something that is not safe for young eyes, let's give me a little bit of like a warning up front. Oh man, I've got all of this pencil mark here that still needs to, it's okay, it'll get covered up when I color it. Good news is most of his drawings for a minute on Google are all safe. Good. I do feel like what I saw was mostly superheroes and stuff. Like he was doing murals of superheroes. That's what Google brought me. So I think we're in the clear. I think we're safe. Yeah, I know Nancy has a copy of my zombie comic, my very first one that I made. And it was also like me getting used to digital art back in the very beginning. So I would not say that it is my best work, but it's still kind of fun to look back and see it. His more mature drawings are further into the rabbit hole of Google. Good for us. That's good to know. And that's to our benefit that it turned out that way. The animosity book is super good. And Pilfer, you do more animal inclusive content, I would say. Like you have like a whole, is Mirage, you have like a whole cast of characters that are like animal characters, like Lily Bee here, our bunny that's climbing up on the table. So I think that you would really appreciate it too. I until recently have mostly just drawn human characters pretty much exclusively, so I'm like sort of expanding my mind and my skill set to include more a more diverse cast of like creatures and animals and aliens and everything like that. So I think that's really cool, and I do think you would like that book. It's really fun, it's really good, and I do want to get the next volume. I only have the first one, but I do want to get more, and it looks like they did publish more, so it's something to think about and to maybe order in the mail or something. I'm not sure who prints them. I wonder if maybe this should be like, so we still have to introduce our show host, right? Like not show because it's not a show, but like our Master of Events character, which is the character that Tony, as Comic Maker's husband, Tony Comic Maker? I don't know, like if he has like a more identifying tag name or something, but Tony gave us a showrunner for this competition, so like a show host. Maybe what I need to do here is introduce that character. So maybe like this could be like a handoff panel. We could do this crab soldier character, the guy that did registration, sort of handing off the reins to this other character who's going to take over directing the teams to where they got to go and what they got to do. So then we can have like sort of this broken, like maybe he's talking and then he gets interrupted by the other character who's like, all right, enough of the boring stuff. Let's move on to the meat and potatoes of our of our story, you know, and that way we really are transitioning, literally, very literally transitioning to the next part of our story. So something like that. We have 2 speech bubbles and we'll have 2 characters, one on either end. I just gotta draw a character here. I kinda wanna give him a little more space. So we'll button this up a little bit fast, or a little bit sooner, like that. And do more like that, I think. That way I have room to really put him in this corner without having to make him super short to fit under his own speech bubble. There we go. We good? Is that a good idea? You guys on board with it? I text you one of his pics I found really fascinating. Well, Cody, I'll have to look at that after, because honestly, this camera right here that I'm pointing at, like that's looking at this book, is my phone and it's mounted. So unfortunately I can't check any text right now. But I will look at it and get back to you after the stream. Yeah, it's a multi-use tool with a cell phone, and it works as a great camera for streaming. Oh, you know, okay, cool. So yeah, I'll take a look at that after the stream, and we'll exchange notes and thoughts on that artwork. Alright, so here's the rub. I need to pull up that reference picture, but unfortunately it's on this computer. I didn't send it to myself on this computer, so now I gotta boot up this computer just to pull that reference image for this character that I need to add down here. The showrunner character that S Comic Maker's husband, Tony. I'm just gonna start saying Tony. And for those of you that know me in real life and call me Tony, I am not talking about myself in the third person, I promise. Not Tony me, but Tony him. Because I also go by Tony, because Tony is like the short version of Antonia. And while I do that, let's I'm gonna go ahead and put this like this and go full screen so that you guys can take a look at what we have so far, and let me know if you have any ideas populate in your brain for like what we could have these people say in these speech bubbles. Looney Tunes alert, she's losing at people. No, I promise I am not talking about myself in the third person. Pinky swear. I just gotta get this reference from the other computer. Honestly, I'm actually pretty stoked about how this page turned out. I was a little bit worried that it might be a boring stream because we had such a boring task to accomplish here with the registration for the teams on this page, but I think we managed to make it fun, and I think it looks really cool. I really like all the action that is happening in this, on this page, and how everybody's sort of like, you kind of see their personalities shining through. I just need to get to the reference on my desktop if it would ever finish uploading. I have way too many startup programs that are trying to open because I booted up this computer. Yeah, but sadly, I was not able to finish my animation because I had to get a new computer. But hopefully soon that means I will finish my animation as soon as I get the software installed on the new computer, which is also proving to be a little bit of a chore because apparently I have to unregister my software license from my Mac to re-register it to my PC, but the issue there is that this is an outdated version of that software and they don't necessarily want me to keep using it. They want me to join the subscription model and I don't want to do that. So it's becoming quite the push and pull struggle to make this animation, but I will get it done. I don't know when, I don't know how, but eventually it will be complete. And then you guys will see what all the fuss was about. Sorry about like leaving you guys on this screen for so long. I'm just trying to get to a screenshot in here somewhere. Should be in here somewhere. Maybe if I go to here, you guys can at least see a little owl being cute and drinking coffee. While I try to figure out where this, there he is, found him. This character references, there we go. Whew. And we're back. So, can you see this over here? Not very well, but yeah, there is a character on the screen. This is what I was looking for. This is my reference. He is a Naruto show host, I suppose. He's got his microphone. He's got his very snazzy blazer on as if he is hosting a game show. So this has got to be the guy. I think this has got to be the guy. So now we got to add the guy down here. Not the exact one. We're not ripping off Naruto. Please do not anybody get angry at me or like YouTube don't flag me for copyright infringement or something. I'm not ripping off Naruto. I am referencing him for inspiration. That is all. I don't think that our quasi-medieval alternate universe world here would really make sense to have that character in here anyway with his modern technology, you know, the microphone and the blazer when we have such a different aesthetic going on anyway. So let's do it. Let's add Tony's character. Let's start with a head, like right here. And let's also, I guess these crabs are kind of large proportionately, but that makes sense. I mean, they are soldiers. You'd want them to be a little bit intimidating. Naruto's my favorite Disney princess. Oh, that's funny. So what if we had this guy? So I want the line of action to kind of go like this. And I sort of want it to be like, you know, the people who kind of like hold their lapels like this. I'm not sure. I kind of want to do, kind of want that look. So I'm going to try to get something that kind of looks like that here. So we've got two hands folded over like they're holding the lapels right here at like this part of the body. And then what that means is we kind of need not a blazer, not like a straight up blazer, but we can do like a vest, you know, like old-timey vest maybe. Let's do that. Let's have his thing crisscross here, like it's an overlapping vest, and he's holding, and he's gonna be like, so now I realize I just gotta move the whole arm because it's not even tucked into where the vest would go. So like that. Is that making sense? Are we getting there? Is this translating well? Well, I'm back after a million years. Welcome back, Deadlight Switch. How are you? We are on our last panel, and at long last, we are adding Tony's character now. So our not show host, I keep saying show host. He is going to be sort of master of ceremonies for this contest. So we've got this guy here, and he's just sort of like holding on to the lapels of his super exaggerated vest here. So, and we'll do like buttons or something when we see a wider shot of him. And then it's got to like come down like this, and then the vest has got to like have a different shirt underneath, so we'll bring the sleeves out like that. And I feel like now I've got to redraw kind of like where the head belongs. So the head's kind of going to go like here. Right? And that's going to come around like that. We are getting there. I don't know where I'm getting my fashion senses from, but we'll get there. And I am still pulling inspiration from the character that he requested, since he had on that very showy blazer. We're gonna do a very showy like vest. He's gonna look very dashing in his vest here, and we'll also give like a shirt color here underneath that. And then face wise, this guy, okay, so he has most of his face covered by a mask. So we're gonna try to figure out how that's gonna work in this universe. Like, how are we gonna have the show host who, and it's almost like a conundrum, because it's like he's this outgoing guy, he's the face of the show, but yet his face is obscured. Even though it's not a show, I keep calling it a show, a contest. He's the face of the contest. He is the showrunner. But he's not showing his face. So maybe a way we could do that. I'll add, let's see if we can get some basic face anatomy going on here. We've got millions of years. It hasn't been that long. I haven't been streaming for that long. Alright, this guy's gotta he's gotta have two things. He's gotta have his face obscured by a mask, and he's gotta have really big hair. Like, really big hair. We've already got this thing going on here with the hands. So let's do, and the way they did it too is so interesting, because it's like a V cutout on the one eye, and then the other eye and the whole rest of the face is covered. Do you guys know which character I'm talking about? For the ones who do watch Naruto, is this starting to ring any bells? Let's see. I don't want to totally rip off the whole mask, so I feel like maybe we could do, let's do it like this. We will cover the nose and the eyes, like you'll still see the eyes through like eye cutouts, but the face mask will be kind of ski masky, except instead of being like Zoro where it just covers the eyes, it's not a masquerade mask, it's also going to cut down in a V shape and cover the nose as well. Naruto is that old techno song, right? Naruto Soundstorm. That's about how much I know about it. So yeah. Okay. I think we've got something here. I think we've got ourselves a really good start. So now let's just open his mouth up like he's talking to us. Because he's got like this whole speech bubble thing going on here. And then for his big hair, what kind of big hair do we want? I don't want to mimic Chase's hair because we already have a character with like some pretty big, like, see Chase down here? He's got that big swoopy forward-facing bangs, which is kind of manga-esque or anime-esque in that regard. Like, it's just got like the big bangs that just stand up, like defying gravity. But Deadlight's an old lady now. Respect your elders. What? Deadlight went away for a haircut and came... Wait, was it Deadlight that got a haircut? Went away and came for like not even a whole hour, it feels like. And comes back an old lady? What happened in that hour? Maybe, okay, so maybe what we need to do then, let me look at some interesting hairstyles. Let's see if Pinterest has any suggestions for me. We could try, so instead of swooping up bangs, maybe we could try some that like hang super low. Yeah, let's do, and then we can also do like a, ooh, I think I got it now, especially since we did like the V on the face mask. Maybe we can do like an M shape, like a really exaggerated M shape on the bangs here, and you can have like that 90s surfer boys hair split, kind of like Boy Meets World, but it's not the main character, it's the friend, you know? So now I've got like hair that goes kind of like this. Looks a little bit like a Pokemon character. Like he should be training Pokemon or something. What do we think? Yes, no, keep it, get rid of, oh, guys, you gotta tell me when I can't see it. Now, I feel like, so one thing, I gotta make the body a little bit bigger, because the neck is so long and the head is big, so now I've gotta bring out some of this stuff a little bit. Let him take up a little more space, let it breathe, let the drawing breathe a little bit, don't be afraid to use the space, and give his character a little more body to support that big old head. There we go. And I think that's a little better. He's got that super weird hair, and he needed big hair because the reference had really huge hair, had a face mask, check, He had a fancy schmancy blazer, but we went with a nice vest. And LOL, that was a good response. Deadlight did get you there. Way to concede when the comeback was a worthy one. On one hand, I don't absolutely love it, but on the other hand, I feel like if this is a character I'm going to draw a lot, this hairstyle is super easy, and I feel like I could do it from a lot of different angles pretty easily. So I almost kind of want to just roll with it because it meets the criteria and it's simple enough for me to replicate. So we might have here, I think we've got the bones to our page, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off the riser now. And put the riser over here this time. And now let's take a look at our page. Top to bottom. Let's see. Let's look at what we've got. We've got our guy here breaking the panel, and honestly, let's go ahead and make that so. Make it so. We're gonna break this panel. We haven't even added any text, but we can get rid of this line. So just like that. No more paneling. I'm trying to smooth it out so it's not, I know I'm going over this a lot of times, I don't want there to be a big bump here when this dries. I want it to be as flat as possible so I can write over it, you know, write his dialogue over it. But I also don't want to make it so thin that we can see the lines through it. So there we go. When that dries, we should have a dialogue box that breaks out of the panels, which we have done once before. Where was it? We did that. Oh wow, that long ago? Where was it? Here. We did that here. We broke the paneling here for, well, technically isn't here. When, speaking of comebacks, when Dave gave that comeback to Chase there. So we have broken that panel. We're gonna go ahead and put some dialogue there for our muffin guy, and we are going to go ahead and do the rest of these. I hesitate to ink this right away. I'm wondering, so let me take a look at the time before I commit to anything. Hang on a second. I think making coffee ice cream. You finished your drawing, Deadlight Switch? If you want to share it, you can put it in the Discord. But yeah, I think making coffee ice cream, that sounds delicious. Two of my favorite things, coffee and ice cream, sign me up. I am all about it. Let me go back up here, hello. And I will jump back in here very quickly. So I think that we are pretty much done with this page for today. I'm going to wait to ink it until I have the text for these speech bubbles penciled in, just so that I know that everything's gonna fit nicely before I go making it permanent. If you would like to make any suggestions for what these characters are saying that you didn't get a chance to say during the stream, you can always jump into the Discord. The link is in the description of this video, and if it's not, I will add it right after this stream ends, but I'm pretty sure it's already there. you can join us on Discord, and I welcome all your feedback. And also, we share all kinds of things on there. We share art, we share works in progress, and we talk about all kinds of things that we enjoy, like video games and books and comics and webtoons. So if you're interested in being a part of that conversation and that community, the link is down in the description. We would be glad to have you. But yes, long story short, if you do have some suggestions for these dialogue boxes here on this new page, this beautiful new page that we did today, then I would ask that you join the Discord and drop them in there, since the stream is about to end and you only have a few minutes left to put any suggestions into the chat. But of course, the door is always open. I will go ahead and check very quickly. So let's hop on over to the display capture really quick, and we will look at my schedule to find out when the next stream is. So you can always find that by going to the community tab and looking for the calendar here, and the next stream is going to be, so this is today, or right here on the 19th, and the next stream is going to be on April 2nd. Thankfully not April 1st, because then I know a lot of people would be questioning whether or not that was a legitimate stream or an April Fool's joke. But yeah, right here on April 2nd, we will stream that Saturday starting at 8 o'clock, just like today. And that will be the next chance that we have to hang out in stream and to work on this comic together. And of course, just like usual, when we do get together for that stream, I will reveal the final version of this page, fully inked and in color, so that we can all appreciate and enjoy it. If you missed the other pages or the previous streams, they are on my channel. You can always go back and check them out. And if you just want to skip straight to the pages without having to watch the streams, those are also on Discord in their own channel so that you can read through them sequentially. They are available, they're pinned there, so they're easy to access. And that's really all there is to it. Deadlight Switch wants Pilfer to make him ice cream, and I want Pilfer to make me some ice cream, so I think we need to basically petition Pilfer to make us all some ice cream. Maybe he can cater a stream or something and we can all get some ice cream. That would be cool if we could do something like that. I don't know how that would be physically possible, but that would be pretty neat. Alright, bye Cody, and bye everyone else. I am very glad that you guys chose to be here this morning, and I hope I get to see you on April 2nd when we come back together to do this again. Thanks again for visiting, and I will see you later. Bye!